到现在睡不着。要不要想啊？熬夜打拳。实在是可以不用管，因为这是最烂的。有人还是会管，还是会想要知道他们会打怎样，可是已经说实在，在我看来，我真的不想管。我真的看到那些东西，我都只会想吐，只会想要骂他们说，你就只会管钱的垃圾家伙，只会管连自己本身利益的垃圾家伙。尽管我再怎么嘴，他们只是觉得干我屁事哦，就你这个垃圾还要跟我嘴啊！那就是问题。Are just so insane. They've got no chance for mobility, and we've been saying this for it's felt this way for a year, where we've had 2 or 3 more Brazilian teams that can knock on the door, never get there in a week. 不知道为什么每次都是会这样，就连我自己也不清楚。不知道接不接得起啊，但是都随便啦。顶多玩任务或者升电等级就完了。他是要怎样打还是怎样弄，我就懒得管。不用忘记。
Readings indicate this area is safe.
Let's start looking at Imperial from this side of things, because that is one where I feel like Vinny has had a successful transition into a new role. Zach obviously
玩家币场旁边有一个堡垒，直接打。看你呀。感觉就是 bug 走的有个抽象。也不能太快，不能快。
Warning, now leaving the safe area.
刚刚看到啥就打他杀呗。
Agent, we've got some communications problems with the network, and I'll need you to check it out. We never did a scene like this, so I can't offer much guidance. Over and out.
走到哪就是什么都没杀的。有时候在故事是蛮无聊，但我也不知道你干嘛。
But they had a couple really close maps, so I think that team is like the next iteration where it feels like the names that we're hearing out of there is like the next ones that are supposed to rise up. It's supposed to be the keyword, that's what it's over and over again. Could, by chance, any of these 3 teams you see as having a small chance of making it through to the second stage, or is it kind of out of the question? Because a lot of people have Floater and Legacy 0-3, and I haven't seen many people putting Imperial through. Imperial is, in my eyes,
And we got 3 more bodies since yesterday. Bagged up and decontaminated.
Okay, we should have a pickup for you within the hour.
Great. Honestly, I don't understand how you cope with it. Me, I'm really starting to... Hang on. Something's going on. Sir, you can't be here. This is an official Sarah Recovery Center. You'll have to...
Stand back and no one will get hurt. We're only here for the supplies. No one needs to...
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh my god! Oh my god! 这谁在乎我？感觉不慢。
Yeah, exactly. But I will say this: the reason this vibe for Zach is I remember back in Stockholm 2021. His team was in the tournament. They came to Europe to
哟，狮子手这样。
I can't knock it. It is a great idea. I think vibes over the years have been the worst predictor of good performances.
他每次地下说什么一万，可是你却又不说什么啊，那个东西是啥？所以我根本完全不知道他指的那个东西是什么，就我根本完全不懂啊。上面下面我不确定，这边。
Despite what they say, you are not an idiot.
Thank you. I trust your opinion over what they say every day of the week. And what my wife says, she also calls me idiot, so it's all of the same. It's a regular thing right now. Okay, from here to the front. Yeah, trucks are half back in
还有没有啥？
I haven't seen him, but I don't remember the last time we saw him at any sort of a big event. This is a golden opportunity for him, but what do we make of this team right now?
I make nothing.
Oh, wow.
Like, I don't have a I don't. Like, I'm sorry.
It's your favorite players on it.
I have many reasons to doubt this lineup. Okay, first of all, art style, Furia over so many years. Yeah,
我怎么去啊？
at first, a novelty in terms of how aggressive it was, how invasive it was.
有地方去啊！
Found new smokes and utilities.
我到那边我知道从那边下去。哦，不对，这边就上去。
It ran its course after a year. Okay, after the upsets came in, it's kind of like a modern example would be 3D Magic, where they have a lot of cool strategies, but as soon as you get on any of the they love your strategies, and you either have to keep innovating or you have to go back to a more default, spread out play style, more balanced approach, and for Art to have so many rookies on his roster, and underpowered rookies at that, ones that aren't really even that good as individuals, he's got to run gimmicks, but then he won't be able to regress to just playing a normal Yeah, I mean, I wonder, it's going to be a big test for him. I mean, look, you know, everything with Art over the years aside, like, I think it would be really cool to have redemption. There to be something cool, but like, you have to, it's like, hoping he, like, stepped away and reassess how he wants to play the game as an individual. Throughout this event, but still, even if it all...
靠腰。 猜就独立拿乐色，干你娘
That was all for the show. Go on, James.
But do you like what you're seeing from late season team?
What you see is what you lose, bitch. 就是这么简单。你要怎样讲，我随便你。
Those two guys are just going to be the key. More than anything, it's like, you know, there should be an element to these guys where come in and just like not be ready. You don't have to deal with it. You make
怎么还有啊？哥，你是要我当劳动部的，对不对啊？你个。
Agent, great job as always. But just in case it had crossed your mind, I'll give you some advice. You should stick to your day job. I mean, you're clearly a great agent, and there are way too many actors in the pool already. The division needs you more than network television does.
I'm not gonna still hold the same hype that I did for them 2-3 years ago. Like, they're not rookies anymore, okay? I know what they are. Interested in legacy if anybody wants to watch the matches of that. Dumao's not a baiter anymore. He actually just runs in a little bit early. That's one thing where I'm like, okay,
某个乐色想，
that's growth right there.
我真的不感兴趣。
That's a good positive sign. Now, is there any positivity though within the Brazilian scene overall in terms of when would you say was the last
Captain,
time
we're getting overrun!
it really was?
They're killing everyone in sight! Damn it, if they blow open the floodgates, then... Captain!
Was that the last time that they had a championship winning side, like potentially?
对啊，我就忘记路在哪。
When was the last moment?
Yeah, then it's the semifinals now. I mean, you had Casado playing at his peak. Like there was a real opportunity there for them to win that major. Like, that was a huge one. Obviously,
人家走这样跑都是一大堆目标指标。
team from Brazil like into a position to win tier 1 against some of those teams. So, yeah, that's for me.
哪里啊？
at the more recent Rio, they also were able to just burn themselves into the semifinals.
也是这些士兵。
Agent, we've got a supply crate down that needs some attention before someone else finds it. We can do
They
this.
actually do
Shut up, nigga.
events in Brazil. They actually want to change the narrative about home crowds. And they've always struggled with that. They've always struggled until I feel like 2022 and 2024. Yeah, but yeah, but
No,
the stats show that there was no home
我这
crowd.
边需要那个
And I still don't even know if there really is. But
Find
they're
out.
gonna try harder, I guess.
JTF dispatch requesting backup. Multiple hostages reported at an electronics store on 11th. Priority 1, repeat priority 1.
But to take down the elite.
Big deal.
我操！
At least showing themselves in a better
来啊！
got somebody PL right
不死啊，乐死！
Warning. Hostile presence detected.
哪里啊？我不知道哪里。 绿姑练哪乐死？好了，不是在讲 CS2 了啊，去你妈的！在讲 CS2 他妈可以不用玩了。
The primary concept that I feel like has been introduced into
我们旁边说的那个是一呀。哦，我懂了，好吧。
watching Tyloo play at what was it, DreamHack Masters.
拿走人质钥匙。
That was basic, yeah. When they were able to
原来
win
这
that
边有
game,
人质哦，
basically
我
5
现在才知
people
道。
just hitting shots, almost agnostic of each other. But now I'm watching the Tyloo team, and there's a bit more semblance in terms of teamwork. There's a semblance of it now.
Get off, nigga!
Really at least start playing crossfires a little.
Get off, nigga!
Bad thing. Like it's not the worst thing in the world. Kind of, accomplish the goal with the new idea that no one else is running. Like, yeah, there's a difference of being like, you really don't understand how the game's supposed to be played, and then there's that meta where it's like, I'm really kind of trying something a little bit crazy, but if it works, cool. So let's see what Tyloo can do with it. I was just laughing because I remember talking to a bunch of people back in the day, like when at Malmo when like LG lost against them, and even more teams would get upset by them.
我说实在，那个开锁器我真的不知道到底哪里来。
What are they doing? Like, there's always another player coming, and they hit you in the face so fast, and that was like it. Like, they were like,
轻机枪哎，
they just destroyed us.
双吧。
Like, it's just insane the way they attack us.
Well, keep things moving forward though, as we're getting quickly closer to our opening game. So we're going over to Oceania. We're going to have a look at FlyQuest in here as well. And FlyQuest have been through.
我想把大致上快相同一下，
One we're very positive about.
随
Another
便。
major rookie. Yeah, another major rookie.
那条路吧，
Is a FlyQuest where we can believe they can go further, do some more damage. and we
这边也还有。
They should get through stage 3. Yeah, that's stage 1. I know. Stage 2. Stage 1.
那好吧，没东西让我们说会死。我看你鸟会死。
They're actually looking a little bit more upgrade that they really counter farm once he ever jumped over the pond. He didn't stand a chance in Regali. I mean, he has an Romanian offer. He can do some damage. I think too, like, the same issue with the North American teams, right? Like, you get over there after all this work, and then you're like, oh, none of this actually does anything. None of this
失踪特工，我觉得失踪特工。
I think too, but I like what they're putting together to a certain extent. I just don't. I think the scaling just isn't there for them. I mean, maybe if they spend more time in Europe, I think that's
无聊过程，但是我总觉得没啥。
podcast. It's kind of like you're a Europe, you're an Australian team player. You're not Europe. You're just not going to make it. You just have to be your tough sacrifice for Australian specific. Bring up hard as away from home. So yeah, by the way, I think with West, remember they had that run at the Shanghai major where they started out like.
我只是觉得好奇啦，要去看一下。
Came back in, they went 2-0 in like lightning fashion. They looked incredible, and then fell 3 maps in a row to get eliminated.
哎，这就找到了。
Thing for me that doesn't let me buy into him for going past stage 2 is that sort of choke factor that I've already seen.
我说实在，全程就应该也没不至于说是觉得太击败一件事，但是我是没差，我不知道，我是真的只觉得没差。这种情况也是占军区。
What are you waiting for?
啊，就原本在讨论嘛，因为被对啊，可是我懒得被对，我想做我自己的。
Agent, we've got a supply crate down that needs some attention before someone else finds it. We can do this.
It's a testament, regardless, that the GMing for their roster is actually pretty shrewd. Yeah, I mean that's you're exactly right. I think the blueprint was there with Mongols, right?
我的发怎么在上面呢、啊？
I'm with you. I think they do something that's major. That's
有人吗？
North American Counter-Strike that we can't find teams that put things together.
哦，不要再看热水，看热水啊，热死！
Well, let's take a look right now where we're at because we're getting closer to our games in here. This is all the opening matches we're going to see down there.
哟，还真被我找到。
Sir, helpline, how may I help you? Oh, thank God. I tried to reach the hospital, but I...
请问怎样？还叫我做一大堆莫名其妙的事，我就会做。
That is a spicy match. That is a spicy match. It's a dirty match. I would do the heroic match against NRG.
守住就对了，那作为心机枪去打烂它。
Alright, but we're going to a break, but for you guys to know, you can stick with
What
us
is
in
that?
the red zone and just enjoy the chill mode of it all as we go through whichever game that we want to do.
啊靠腰嘞！
Warning. Incoming hostiles.
And for the B stream, it's heroic taking on NRG. So, think forward.
Warning. Incoming hostiles.
上去了。
Warning. Supplies taking fire.
Don't like the looks of this.
Warning. Incoming hostiles.
好像在下面。干嘛呢？
Warning. Supplies taking fire.
我就最觉得蛮受讨厌的。 他是在哪里啊？
Warning. Incoming hostiles.
看林啊！我叫我跑来跑去，我操你！
You
烈的。
Just like I myself recovered some endangered supplies in Season 3. Maybe later on you could put in a word with casting. You know what? Let's do lunch when this thing blows over.
Hello?
Captain, we're getting overrun. They're killing everyone in sight. Damn it! If they blow up in the
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Deep Blast Major in Austin, Texas. Believe your eyes, it is very real. I know that what you've seen so far today feels unbelievable.
不用管，反正这都是他们乐视在知道的。维尼亚乐视。
Everything was dead.
All units be advised. Civilians are under attack near the underpass on West 39th and 10th. Need someone to do a sweep.
You look like you could use some rest.
Taking my due, man.
以6种枪杀死1名敌人啊！
GTF reinforcements requested. Warning, hostile forces approaching. Warning, hostile forces approaching.
我不知道在哪，就在。 才就
Thanks for taking care of that.
Format that we get. Best of ones. First day of each stage is always one of those grueling prospects.
Captain!
How many players sign up today with their dreams on
We're
the
getting
line,
overrun!
and each of them starting with that clean slate. There are teams that will be 0-2 and facing elimination.
好了，我已经不知道哪边跟哪一边到底要做啥了。
To get
说
into
实在
that，coveted stage 2.
我已经快要被冲破我的头脑了。有那一边。
Consistency just makes a little more comfort. And that is what
Captain,
they have in this
we're
one. I
getting
think also when
overrun.
we talk about
They're
comfort,
killing
we're
everyone in
talking about a
sight.
team that
Damn it! If they
contrasts
blow up in the
OG
floodgates, then Captain,
competing
they've got
at
it.
lands in 2025 and beating the likes of Perot and beating the likes of
差点东西。
of this caliber at this stage. OG burst into this major. Absolutely, just star-studded performance in the online qualifier. But other than that, bro, when's the last time you cast OG?
Yeah, and it sort of feels like how we're looking at Wildcard, that their last really strong run was back in Shanghai. They played a lot of
我只能说他在
leading up to this
那
event,
那
and
种
they got some good experience, but they weren't taking strong
那种
wins.
感觉，他是
And
完全没办法把
you
握
kind
好
of。expect them to be good at the major,
他就没
and
有啥，
so OG
就没
maybe
有
they
进
become that as well. We'll see, but
但
they
只是
just
叫我要
didn't
去这
play
边
by the
收
pressure
东西一样，
whatsoever. They're playing so comfortably.
没有
Maybe
被骗
that's the
操。
Copenhagen
One
playing
time.
spirit of Picadaz coming through, just believing in how far he can get, and maybe the pressure feels off because no one's really talking about OG at the moment, as they're still trying to prove this roster where their ceiling is. One here at Austin.
Say your prayers.
And for some, think about it like that. I think it does take
This is
some of
some
the
lots.
edge off when it comes to what stage do we make it to. I think Bates' expectations are probably a little bit higher.
Because an organized
compensation, the expectations have been.
And we've got Cindy with us now, live on the phone from New York. Cindy, what can you tell us about the current situation?
Yes, Steven, it's a chaotic scene here at the Lincoln Tunnel as citizens try to push through the JTF checkpoint before it closes indefinitely. There's still no official word on how long this lockdown will be in effect or what relief staff...
Agent, we've got hostiles at a Sarah warehouse on 40th requesting division support.
So getting to a position where you can potentially lose 2 best of 3s is massive. One of the easier teams for both of these guys in this
我
group.
听到了最垃圾的音效。
Odds slightly to the favor of Bait as we come into this best of 1. CT side on a map they've already played. Again, we make the case for comfort.
We'd have been dead. Hopefully that'll make
We'll also reiterate pressure. Major counter-strike. MP9 in the
Warning,
corner.
hostile forces approaching.
MP 呢？blah blah 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 blah，谁他妈在乎啊？操！
Really not giving them space to breathe. The other direction out of OG, but not even given a chance.
I 不知道哪里有人。
You have to respect those shots. That's the unique thing about the map. Like that.
来呀！
Just yet.
Warning, hostile forces approaching.
Trying to catch him, slipping up down mid again, but okay, Kenzizor into ramp, total control, you're gonna find nothing else. It is nothing but ultimate, you damn well know it. OG know they know it. Here, and hope that one of these SMGs.
And you see how comfortable they are still, bro. They take it to a control. The hard part is figuring out spots to send in where you can stay.
Great work.
If you're in
You got my guys out of a tough
roam
spot.
little bit, so it can be hard to stay coordinated. But they also understand there aren't great guns on the other side of this, so I like that they're not just falling back to sites because they do have weapons. They want to keep up.
有2个啊！
Triple SMG situation here for Bait.
哦，有被吓到感觉。
How do you redirect your Desert Eagles when all you have is ults? Well, Nikudos tries to do it back around through spawn. Really suffocating here. We're talking smoke grenades in your
我
own
现在这里面
spawn
有
at 50
阶梯，
seconds.
你可以
Sweaty.
走。
But this is the alternative.
哎，
Hey, honey, how's Lisbon?
Wearing thin. Listen, I don't have good news. They've grounded the entire fleet, and it looks like nothing commercial is flying to the USA or Canada.
So you're stuck there?
Lisa, everyone's stuck everywhere. I don't know how long it'll be before I see you again.
But your parents are coming in for Hanukkah this Friday. Are you gonna make it home by then at least?
I don't know, sweetheart. I promise I'll
A
try.
lot of one-sided matches so
I
far,
promise I will die.
The earlier Bait game on Inferno, that one ended 13-11.
我操！
Could really open up, I think, in their gameplay.
干，我到一个
And one deagle shot rocked the map a little bit. When this is where it gets scary in the atypical positions. Or do you stand in the
This is
middle
an urgent health message from the U.S. Department of Health
But
and
Kenzizor
Human
makes the
Services.
exact right adjustment.
失血分解是什么东西呀、
Time to get to a set. I'm trying to get these kills. I have an MP9 I don't even really want. Let's go fight.
Fiku pop up, finds
那我还不
bodies
能过
mid,
去，
and
真
trick.
操！
You said it. Cover. Golden opportunity for Fiku denied.
Agents, we hear some innocent people are being attacked by someone called Wild Child. I need you to intervene. Can I just mention this reminds me of a scene we did in Season 2, so if you need any advice, let me know.
其中一幕我也不知道
CT
怎么
side
写
but。flawless. We'll find out. 4 Looking like a real possibility here. That smoke's gonna fizzle out top B. Single player just left in the cubbies is Banana. And there's an expedition force here for OG up into the apartments, but it's a more passive off angle out of Head Trick. He could have afforded this one here, which very well could have given them the info they want. And you can see him kind of thinking about it, but he'll stay outside this doorway. Fight's coming his direction. Missed chance on that one. Smoke goes down. There's support nearby. For you.
There in the halls. This slow things down at 45. That's not what you want to see for OG.
我操！
There is no search over.
干他妈有够痛的！
There we go for Head Trick. Gets a second chance at it. Bomb's got to come up short side of that back of Nikados. We hit the one.
来啊！
Yeah, a little awkward. Get across to get there.
还有
that they could have used to throw into pit. That would have been very favorable.
看再漏失一点了。
Just that buzz smoke. Deny the line, but Nikados is going to be able to fight for his right to hang on to the AK. We do go 4-0.
You actually don't. I feel like you don't actually see the situation that often where in the round 2 stages that a team gets to play the same map again. And OG wouldn't have even round. So, in terms of them getting what they want. So the nature of the score line, 4 rounds against Imperial. Like, you know, you want all the rounds. Kind of shake it off.
I would do lead.
Other than Nikados on OG, you barely got to play Counter-Strike.
4 players on OG didn't really play it much at all. There was a point where one player had more than 10 kills towards the end of that game.
Like, if you're on OG, you've maybe shot so far this main. You know, which is great if Nikados is going to do that again. But
我还想说我还有人，但是还没。我操！
here in the off positioning at a Head Trick. Nice to see him getting weaponized. Somebody that I'm personally, well, happy to see welcome back. Counter-Strike round.
Well for him, Head Trick very aware.
He does lose his balcony player, so that's good presence up short side. Prison. Round on the arch.
They need to find Prison.
Now Head Trick's gonna have to go above and beyond. It's 3 kills already, and then we do that spooky get it back into the even keel. Now so late out from library. Take your time with smoke up. You've got a longer road for a Sentinel to come up through middle. And bomb's gonna go down. We've got a comfortable post plant position for OG to pick up a round.
They're going to come in and try to fight him inside of Big Pit. They're trying to find out if it's going to be a double arch retake or here on they'll find out.
Flash makes it awkward. He lets him cross over. Finds his timing. There's the trade back. A Sentinel 1v2 on site. The
Literally a 1v2 there, but how he held that crosshair over top of the blocks, knew that that fight was coming. 5-0 here. Another opening pick play from Head Trick. They're keeping the same rounds, taking over mid. This last round is needed.
Got him, Agent. Great work. We're really nailing this UNV. So exciting. Which is why I don't understand why the ratings slipped. Anyway, over and out.
Anyway, fuck you now.
Head Trick continuing to keep this fresh. That all mid walk up.
我操！
Nobody there early
新
for
手
OG.
枪
They're just
比强啊！
kind of blessed to even have ramp control
Yes.
for once. These constant pokes and prods out of bait have really set a tempo early. OG wait for that fight. Doesn't come at them here in the 6th.
我蛮多的，
Such a heavy
可是我一
advantage
个
in
都
the
不想看。
5v4, and you can on Inferno, see rounds start out in but so far head
听到他的惨叫声，
they're taking 8-2 with getting the kills and then falling back really early on.
后面到底是有什么隐藏东西的样子啊？
Disruptive utility, it's well timed, I'd say, from bait. Just as OG started to take a sniff towards top banana, utility that just boxes them out.
是一个没有人想要探索的。
On the reload, dropping Nate, that's awkward. You have given them this invitation into the B site. Spooky and Fiku will pounce on both. And maybe Bait finding a little too much comfort in their strong start.
Yeah, this was a very screwy move from OG, but it was a moment that called for it. Spamming through that smoke is fine, but using your entire mag when your teammate is behind you, but still in the support, you're really not thinking that they're going to push. This is exactly what OG preyed on for this small chance to scare Bait, and it worked out very well. So sometimes you want a real structured game plan coming into a round. Sometimes you have to be ready to throw the game plan out the window for a pristine opportunity. That was one of them for OG. It's not something that's going to work every round, but it's
blow open the
into
floodgates,
the game.
没有就没有，我也讲不出什么话来。
Couple tease peeks for head trick.
You are now entering the safe area.
Everything's for
Be
sale.
careful about what you're shooting at.
And also, if your teammate in front of you
You
just
watch your back
rattles
out
off
there.
20 bullets, maybe don't drop flashes.
Yeah, exactly that, right? It's going through the motions of the smoke stare. They're probably not
Agent, we need you to find the security cameras over at the High Line and get them back online again. I've been using those for some upcoming auditions.
That's one mistake.
I mean, obviously we have other
You've got
uses,
plenty
but
of time to
just
make
to say
more.
I'd really appreciate it. In addition to the public service and yada yada yada. Over.
The first American.
啊，你说满了就满了，我也没办法说啥。
Warning. You are now leaving the safe area.
Just find myself. I keep saying that out loud all day long. Feels good to say it on
拼命
broadcast.
而已。
Back in the United States of America.
I Uber Eats
啊
my
，Regis，
room today.
Can't do that in Europe.
我每次都有那什么绿维什么之类的，我还会想说是什么东西呢？我搞不懂。
OG find that great opportunity to throw one on the board. Can they do it again?
我只能说玉璧就是玉璧啊。
They wind up finding head tricks, slamming them with the op once more, because that was really a key piece to early success throughout the majority of those 5 first rounds from Bait. Same utility setup that they got caught on in the last round. There is a contrast in that there's already a third defender here. That's good too. Add the double grenades right behind the smoke that got walked through 1 round prior. Looks to me like Bait are trying to adapt very quickly.
It's just that we're like zooming in right now on OG's banana control as time is ticking down. And the reason why they
Phase 1 was a success.
In this game.
他也没讲说什么哦，这个，你真的很垃圾啊！对对对，他根本就没讲说什么哦，这个区域是我们的最新超强区，什么的完全都没讲好。 干，他们在打自己人啊！ 菜就独立，输不起就不用。哇，是那边有任务还是怎样之类的、啊？根本完全没讲。
But this smoke we see right here, this was Alex is looking to capitalize on a mistake that could come back to haunt them. He's making a ton of sound. Player in the site keeps his head down. Alex is just going to try to cause panic, but there's that back corner player confirmed, and a second round with it. OG find the right timing yet again.
I would have said that this is
even
good if it wasn't for that amazing spam through default box. That was a very targeted attack that was beautifully executed, and that box is extremely spammable. In CS2, you're seeing that happen. It's just a consistent part of execs now, so just well played, straight up. Because I think if MPL stays alive, they have the 2 on site. They've got more than enough to defend, especially after getting another kill to open up a round. So it's another moment of micro that wins the round here for OG, but it's one back-to-back now, which is huge.
我身上有多少的零件，没讲。
Definitely give yourself a pat on the back, but you're not through the thick of it yet. Here we go again. Head trick, looking for that opening off kill. He will take a ton of damage. 80 off the nade. And Nikodov's knocking on the door of this B site. We've already seen them contend with the smoke. This one's looking faster. But remember, we do go 3 defenders for bait on site.
At least they got their B control fast. Last round again, they almost ran out of time. And if not for that 1 kill through default, it might have been another situation like that. But here they push them back off a Hobbit early, got some damage in. They want to keep it simple, fine. If they do it early, that might favor OG style so far. And going for the boost on quad early on in a round's really risky. There's lots of utility left, and there will be a bomb coming. First pallet's ready to smoke this out.
Hanging on to it. Hedrick gets ahead of that smoke grenade. He's going to get a chance to rattle one off. Now all eyes on the Opper in dark. Does that take attention away from this stack back site? There's that fire, but it's destined for head trick. They don't burn out default box instead, and now Nikodov returns it. You know there's another one over here. Alex with a chance to shine. They're going to disengage. Wait, you can hear that. I mean, they got he's wrapping into the site. They're never going to expect these CTs, but now they're going to run into each other. He jumps into the corner, lucky to be alive. They're never going to expect Kenzizor, right? They're checking. They've got it. The presence of mind, but he delivers headshots. This is on both ends. Everybody just so frantic in an attempt to rotate back and forth, and it is bait to come out on top.
I mean, I want to say this is just a bad call from OG. You know, they have 2 players dead on the site. They know where the 3rd one is. Over, but I mean, we see 2 CTs coming down middle. Could have been 1, 2, or maybe they. But it's sort of just like the opportunity at hand. You are almost done taking the site. You have a lot of players in great spots with fresh utility here, ready to help you out. And I think they threw that away at the gamble of just going for a big rotation, but that was more of a gift than anything else.
Also, great triple kill on Kenzizor, clean shooting. Fast pressure here for Hedrick. Luckily for him, his teammate just whittles away the health through smoke. NPL, excellently done, takes the chance to keep the pressure high. Speaking of pressure, Hedrick just bombarded by the util. And so we get a little bit of an answer here. Don't write off this round for OG despite a match 10 in play for the 3 players left.
It's the moment in the round where they just have to make sure to have that extra layer of got away from it so far, but they've got the map control.
吓到我了，你们知不知道啦？
But this is actually an interesting move because they retake bracket. Not seeing anything here. Very good as food to be watching this push, but.
不是要叫我回头？那他们开什么国际玩笑啊？指路他妈都没有，我他妈还要自己一个人在那边。
Dispatch, I got a Rikers arms deal happening at a parking lot under the High Line near Dyer. Need you to secure that ordnance.
Okay, Kenzizor had a chance there. Could have gone back through short to
we confirm phase 1.
From Bay.
I mean, they just feel so confused. Finally, they're going to recognize that it's got to be all in on A still. Maybe that last round's got them a little scared. Things have gotten weird before. Kenzizor arrives, Mac 10 in pit popped, and the bomb planter right thereafter. They're lucky to get a bit of money, but yeah, slow to the draw there for the last 3 players out of base. Majority alive and the 7th round on the board.
Both teams having a little trouble keeping an inventory.
GTF reinforcements requested.
Covered, but it still works out for bait.
Warning, incoming hostiles.
with the way that they're pushing. And
Warning, hostile forces approaching.
Watching from his
Warning, explosive device detected.
against the boiler when they needed a kill back, it still was better for bait.
Starting to put together a little highlight reel here too, Clancy Zor. Killed 2 rounds ago, double to close out this most previous round.
Warning, hostile forces approaching.
You went crazy, but we didn't actually see a lot of the
Warning, improvised explosive device detected.
OG and bait are making them look a little bit one-dimensional. Do what you need to do. Their second round. So.
It's right there, Buzz. He can smell it.
This might be a great call from Buzz, man. This should work. Very awkward angle to clear. Let's see how they approach it.
He's got buddies right behind him. NPL just
playing with composure, man.
He's just fixated on that doorway, and now Buzz is going to put his head right there, but that's all he needs. An extra stepping stone in the form of Crizin gives man advantage over to OG, something they haven't been able to work with all too often.
Yeah, in terms of opening kills game plan, it's been bait all day, so nice response. So we see that bait are keeping 3 deep, hoping that OG overthink this one.
Good work. We got JTF on the way to bring those weapons back to the safe house.
He's proven he can do a lot on his own. He was looking for that. Tries to elicit a reaction.
We confirmed phase 1 was a success.
他是只吃一个啊，难怪。
Now it's just about if bait believe it. Oh, wow.
And if you're bait, I mean, you're going to go for the save anyway, so you might as well sit here and see.
你可以想象成那就是副本的意
30
思啊。
seconds. Do they get to eject again? Do they need to? All that's left is Sentinel back bomb site. Insta headshot there for Buzz. Challenge coming at him in the form of Spooky. That offer just wants him to step. And it's a jumping Glock to close. Very scary situation, tiptoeing your way into that 3-player hold, but the fact they clear it out, good on them. 3 rounds for OG's T side so far.
It's unfortunately not the first time that OG have overthought it. We saw that big rotation back to A in the previous round. They had a good spot on the B attack. So I think that they're building up a position, but then they're like, okay, let's stop thinking, and then let's do something that they wouldn't expect at all. But I feel like they should be playing more chess than anything
Your objective
else.
has been updated.
The information you have, play off your position.
Activate power relay.
We'll be missing that a little bit, but still works here for a 3rd round.
还没电呢，续航。
Confirmed. Local power map online.
And so OG say, to hell with it, we'll swing. Into that offer goes Spooky, the first to drop. It is a cleanup delay. As suddenly everything falls apart at the top of Banana. Nikados, hate to break it to you. This one looking unwinnable, but he does find the back of one head. Surprisingly, a to the wind as they get pelted by those grenades.
Nice attempt there, got some damage, but still 1v4. He has to pull off. Done. It won't happen. That's an 8.
Man, we have seen all half long bait being playing with economic advantage. This is finally one of those rounds where they're lower on grenades. They come at it with a plan. They nail the timing for 200
Objective data has been updated. Activate secondary power relay.
To find some spots where the individuals can shine through, but I think that's reflective of the scoreline.
可是那边我要怎么过去啊？
One final try.
好不好走？
OG.
掉不下去。
Spooky's found timing ahead of this smoke.
你妈，我也在这边上不去啊！操！天哪，又是赶路了。
We had seen this consistency from bait to play 3B. This round wasn't the case. They're going to try to play with the timing again. OG just jump into this. A frantic defense. from Ascencio, cooled off slightly. His reinforcements just on the other side of that CT smoke. They push through. Alex throws himself into the fray. We get that backside challenge denied. And Ascencio, cool as ice, just puts them down for the most part. A little bit of an answer. It's a Naked Oz 1v4, queued up. 2 players to go. Duels right there. And it is clean. With the last player deep over towards spawn. NPL health advantage. Record-setting day at this major. And a 1v4 clutch is evened out to health.
这大蛋糕真的对我来说真的是太鸡掰了。
Confirmed. Local power pack online.
Just can't clear it.
干你娘！
My name is Jacob Winneke, and today I'll walk you through a little bit of a map analysis on Nuke. It's between Spirit and Eternal Fire, and what I want to showcase for you guys today is how you condition your opponents to feel uncomfortable and maybe deny them information in order to cause rotations and then lose your rounds. Now we have Spirit on the T side, and we have Eternal Fire on the CT side, and I want to set the scene from the get-go. Donk over here towards Yard is being applied to, I guess, pressurize a little bit. According with Don right here, there's also 2 smokes being put down. One here and one here. Deny the vision for the player up here in CT spawn, so he no longer knows whether or not anyone can cross down towards secret. So with those 2 smokes, you're conditioning the opponent and forcing them to make a calculated guess whether or not someone is going down secret, which is why they've placed a player down.
Nice work. We
appreciate it. Defense have now
I just want to say that our costume department had some great tips on dressing as a special agent. So if you ever want some pointers,
for is some sort of reaction for Eternal Fire. However, they're playing very defensively. As you can see the way it's set up right now as well, you have a player very defensively out here, you have a player down towards Secret who's super defensive, you have 2 players inside who at this point haven't made a move or haven't pushed or haven't done anything, and you have a player boosted on ramp as well in a very isolated position. When you're in this position right here, you're fighting till you're dying. Now what's going to happen is that we have 3 Spirit players moving towards ramp right here later in the round. And they're going to go out, you've done amazing work ramp and applying that pressure. Now before they do that, they have players out here in Donk who's now rotated from Yard back towards lobby, in towards the center with this boy. They're gonna throw Molotovs towards inner. I believe they're Molotoving behind the second vent. They're Molotoving somewhere on the side as well. And they're also gonna throw a smoke towards gate. Now what that does is that they're trying to sell the idea that they're going inside. Meanwhile,
this tunnel is a major supply line for food, meds, and weapons from the outside world. But we've got a group of rioters with explosives trying to break through the quarantine there. The JTF garrison is doing its best to hold the line, but they're weakening. And if the rioters blast the floodgates, the tunnel floods, the supply line's cut, and a whole lot of people die. We've got confirmation that Benitez is there in the thick of it. We need that location secured, and Benitez back here at base.
They already have 2 guys secret, so they're going to do a lower crunch, which means that these 2 players, Mecha and Wycadia, they feel the pressure to do something. They feel the pressure to get some sort of information. And while these 3 players are fighting on ramp, you have both Wycadia and Major, and they're pushing in towards Hot, they're pushing in towards Door, where these 2 players are waiting for them. So, even though they're losing the trade towards ramp, even though Jota is getting a multi-kill and essentially, potentially winning the round for Eternal Fire, because Wycadia and Major feels pressured to do the push because they have no information towards secret, these 2 players are able to punish that, which
Captain Benitez requesting immediate support at the Lincoln Tunnel checkpoint. These assholes are storming the blockade. If they blow the floodgates, they can put this whole thing underwater.
They not conditioned Eternal Fire from the beginning of the
Alright, here's the deal. I got an emergency raft stashed up at a pier on the west side. Now the JTF is still running a blockade on the Hudson, but if we do it at night, we can slip past them. Even with me knowing they're patrolled by Hart, though, it ain't gonna be easy. So I'm not giving these spots away. You wanna ride, you gotta pay. And remember, no cash, gold, or useless bullshit like that. It's gotta have significant value. But I'm sure you'll figure something out. If you want this bad enough.
We get a flash of his brilliance here in the final round of the half in an attempted 1v4. Beautiful third shot as he just dodges that off, but couldn't close it. NPL gets the better of him, and we end that half 9-3.
There's frustration there, just like numerically they didn't do that much this half, but I think more than that, they need to prove they're a better Inferno team, which they did around, right? Days work here for bait, up 9 rounds. I think they're feeling pretty confident right now.
He's going to punt this one in. Pull out a pistol. Maybe Nikodas and Buzz to defend site accordingly. Awkward for Buzz, but he's still got safety. I mean, that Molotov's a little bit awkward. They're looking for him to go into the peak. Nikodas just keeps his head down, really making Buzz have to go above and beyond. Now both your defenders are dead, but you get that fast flank around from middle already. They wasted no time trying to challenge the back line. Spooky with the D, dual looks, but they dodge him. Just a while. Bang again, so good. With a pistol. Fiku waits, anticipates. The pit peak, it's coming. Kenzie's or down. That's the site player removed. And you've got that bomb on the back wall of it all. Spooky looking to close this out. Head trick. Where's he at? Where's he tucked? Into that deep corner. And he gets popped. Spooky's gonna run this down. Gonna get on top of it. And that should be pistol for OG. 10-second defuse though. Gonna come down to the wire.
A long defuse. Yeah, he's gotta get away from this. Head covering. That's all that was needed to win that clutch. Really well done here for Bait overall. I want to say, I don't know if that Molly missed slightly. That landed a big hit, but it kind of worked out almost even better. It was a place where you're never going to run through it. They gave you a spot to stand. But when they come in to clear it, you've got nowhere to go. I think it made for a very effective site take as they came in for it. So whether it was a bad bounce or it was on purpose, I think it worked out extremely well for Bait.
Captain! They're breaking for the tunnel! They're shooting everyone inside! Jesus, it's like getting swarmed by locusts. Don't let them through!
Warning. Hostiles incoming.
Stock in Nikodas. You're ganging up on me, huh? Today has proved you can lean on him. They did it for an entire map of Counter-Strike. That M4 with utility. Supported, of course, by Buzz. We saw that in the front of apartments. That's that first line of contact. Nikodas right behind him. And the best thing with that Nikodas is if they come to his site, he can catch him from the doorway. Now you know about the gun. Niko's dead.
Warning. Additional hostiles incoming.
Catches vision. And now Prison. P250 versus 3. Insta-pop from NPL. Really alleviating the pressure. His team on
Captain Benitez, this is Faye Lau. We are division agents, and we have eliminated the threat to the perimeter. I'm patching you into our comms so you can direct support to where we're needed.
That's good news, but we still got plenty of bad. Some of those bastards made it through and they're planting explosives on the tunnel floodgates. They're trying to get out come hell or high water. If those bombs go off, you know which one we're gonna get.
Took a few extra minutes, I think they'd like.
在上面吗？
Gets a good amount of damage, but it's OG to come out with man advantage and no bomb possession here for Bait either. So back against the wall.
Walking up towards A, they don't know they have to go down stairs.
Listen, I'm sending one of my people down to take care of that bomb. Cover her ass.
Prison pushes through, so now control on both.
Coming through with no ammo and then dying.
I'll disarm this
the
thing.
ticket back in. Pushes smoke with one deagle shot in the chamber. None in the mag. Bomb gets recollected.
Hostiles inbound on your position.
Sometimes easier said than done.
Alert. Hostiles are headed this way.
Maybe they've got to make something happen here. Nikodas going to go take a look at brackets, but he's missed the timing on this arch wrapper.
They have to wrap to A. There's no other option. It's also the one that OG are watching the least. They walk back in the who knows?
Nikodas fought. Kicks it off on Banana. You got little to lose here if you're OG, so swing for the fences. defenses, and they hit the home run off top banana.
This is a little
Oh, yeah.
They know how many plays. They see 2 on the push, 1 splashing, and there might even be more because it's a little one to end the round early. The second started to get escorted back out with supporting utility. Instead, they really wanted to come at it raw. This was what OG were looking for, as many close range fights as they could find, taking over banana control over no rounds to work with. Don't be afraid of. That's all they did.
There's still that key word though, so it's the team you need to be afraid of. Now it's time to
靠！被吓到了，直接冲到我这边。
And I like that you brought it up right 2 minutes back. We saw Bait come from who close out. Fourth round win. Computer restarts, so that issue won't be a long one. Get right back into seeing whether or not Bait just close out to go.
我看那边有那个敌人也来啊。
Meanwhile, simultaneous matchup.
哎，哎，你妈！不让我翻呐、歪死了。
Damn it, that was too close. They don't care who they kill to get what they want. Come on up, and I'll meet you in the control center.
不是说他刚扯到他不让我丢，不让我爬，他害我去你的！ 看刚刚9死1生我去的，我他妈被吓死了，去他妈的！
Spray from Nico Oz. Problem is now he's going to be stuck on that P2K if they chased him down. Not the case. We got a lot of bodies here for the defense on this A site.
是他们在乎我去。
Bracket controls is theirs at a minute.
Advanced smokes here.
有一把比那一把还要强的一把枪。那我换多少啊？ 这件是双管。
Spooky and Buzz in a 2v4 to hold off on this bomb site. 30 seconds. Mac-10 goes swinging. Krisen's able to get in.
也就是说，在如果看到一个不好那个绿色，其实也可以直接放弃，就放弃，就把它拿去卖。 其他就还好，对不对？
That was a lovely hold. They tried their best to confuse Prison and really stress his spot because he's got to come back and check the alerts. He has to ideally also fight on the right timing. And from what we saw, Fade had slowed down their attack.
Hope we can count on you in
for Prison. Maybe turns around at the right moment.
We got a hell of a fight ahead
They
of us.
were intent on having the
We got
attack be
good
mostly
news,
on
we
lane,
got
catch
bad
the
news.
rotators off.
Looks like we got division agents for
Fade, but they
but these
don't
guys
come in
up
with
there.
that much first step on a long path. Crossfire's teamwork right there.
他就独立了。
He wasn't on the outside of it. He didn't spam through fire. He was just in the just in front of it.
Right.
Counted as a spam.
He came through. That was a wallbang actually.
那边有杀，我也不知道。
I don't know what he's shooting
he's hitting targets.
哎，先让我上去看一下了。
And hitting them hard enough to send them back down to pistols.
哎呦！
In this match, you have in hand since this party got started. Chance for OG, but look at this. It's already up inside the apartments. Buzz M4 is clean into the tech 9 as well, so just a
Agent, your playmates have a sniper positioned ahead. Keep your eyes open.
Headshot just to close that one out. You're not getting in without at least a flashbang.
One flash, and it's a world of difference. At least getting out of the doorway, but they didn't really come in.
我叫过去哦，
Anything except maybe get a bomb.
来呗，我怕啥呢？
Game now here for OG. Greener pastures here on CT side. Maybe they favor it.
刚过去有个几把人。我操，有个，哎，我操！
Some callers, this can be a recipe for them to do it themselves. We'll see if they take too much time about how they're going to make this retake. There's no bracket control, so they're punishing. No rotation over at 3. This is bait going through the appropriate motions.
Agent, my people say the threat has been eliminated. I thank you, my guys thank you, and the people of New York fucking thank you. I'm on my way back to the base with an escort. Let's talk when you get there.
Good job, Agent. If they'd blown those floodgates, we would have lost a major supply line. Now Benitez can get back to the security wing. See you back here.
He sees contact, but won't be able to peel that player out of the pit. So now he's stuck back sight on his own. We get 8 seconds on this clock. And finally, he's going to go down. Can they stop it? No! The spray is off the mark, and so bomb planted 5v3. It is down to the wire, but it is indeed bait to come out on top with the post plant. You've already got Buzz knocking on the door of the retake. You got a lot to lose here if you're OG. But the map is on the line, and there's no guarantee in even getting these players out. So they're going to take some sort of a look at this site still. Bomb beyond the halfway point. Buzz now on the retreat.
Agent, we've recovered a disturbing piece of video footage. These rioters are goddamn animals. Lau says she's uploaded it for you.
That, like, barely 5 seconds, and they don't find any sort of an opening, but they will find a chance to leave. And that's the silver lining on this one. OG disengaging from that site is still 3 players alive.
You can see it from the jump. We saw a very vanilla position. I think we looked at the first half. That was a spot where OG maybe overthought a good spot, ran to the other side of the map. Fate aren't doing that. Here, it comes down to 10 seconds, but they still have every right to hit this site. It's 5v2. They've drawn out some utility. They've worked both sides of the map. Funneling. It's a very sound round. It's not an incredibly creative round, but that's because OG gave them nothing to play with. They just sat back and waited and hoped essentially that it was going to be the A side. But that wasn't the case. So that'll be bait swiftly taken to 12. This is where someone like Nikadaz, who's recognized a lot as an opener, an attempt on openers in the first half, should be used more here on the CT side.
We saw the effectiveness of it in head trick on the defense. Really set the tempo in those first 5 rounds. That strong start we got from Bait had his name plastered all over it. It's your turn, Nikadaz. Turn it up.
Kills are not about hard shots. It's actually all about the utility to support the pushes. We saw how well head trick was pushed with smokes to take care of all these flashes to cover his peaks and to give him ways out as well. no kills that he got were just incredibly difficult. He was holding, you know, underpass on one round. His teammate pushed down mid. He was swinging car with a defensive smoke in place by his teammate again. No flicks involved. That was weird.
下面哦，
It's a
那就是下
3B
面。
start and a lot of movement over on A. I think they know that Arch is actually walkable.
不好意思，我不知道，随便
Moves
看
by。May have slowed bait down.
This is, yeah.
Round 14 kind of sent a message that OG were going to put up a fight, but now this time bait right back into the game plan. And the approach is near perfect, but the headshot all the better. Well done by Buzz. Time to go above and beyond here, Spooky. You've got the cover. You've sectioned off the fight. And he gets the first two. Well done. Had to do something special and has. Now already we start to see that scramble of his teammates back over. You get an answer though. Bait are going to clear out the pit. And that bomb inevitably will be planted. Smoke grenades on the other side. Sections off prison for the time being. Viku's approach out from the apartments though. Will that one get checked? Oh, already Alex able to find his. It's instant trade back out. Headtrick's gonna get pinched from both sides, but it's all about the timing. The timing is where it's all key, and he gets found out by the Opper. Nika Dawes walks in, takes the kill, finds the site, and will keep OG's hopes alive.
Real excellent play here from Spooky inside the pit. Once they find him, he's already got a kill. Second frag, he telegraphs perfectly up into Graveyard, and that's an excellent use of a position that needs to get 2 kills. A lot you can do with it here. Also throws a smoke on himself. They try to molly it out. This draws out time.
Readings indicate this area is safe.
He damn near gets a 3rd kill when his opponent runs out of ammo trying to find him in that smoke. And that's pretty much all about him, because they got up mid, they got through Arch on a really early timing. They were right, it was only 2 players over on A, so it was a scary position that OG found themselves quickly.
Krizen's coming right through it, so bolstered by that last success, but Krizen, remember, you weren't the star of that show. 6 and 13, runs this chance all the way down Banana, will have a smoke down in front of him, and now it's a chance for him to pull back. He sits around on Banana, his teammate already back in spawn. This is looking fast. Bait with little to use, little to lose.
Pop up.
Well timed. Krizen's gonna keep it clean with the triple. So he does his job and he goes back in with the sidearm to try to finish it off as fast as possible. We get an answer back from Alex. A double tech 9 kill. There's a gun to grab.
He upgraded.
He's got all the time in the world.
61 health here for
What
Alex.
you need? You name
He doesn't
it.
play that site. He goes deep. Deep around the church, player already to the right side. He's gonna find it. That point of contact was theirs for the taking, but an additional kill, one too much to ask. This is a 4-round game from overtime.
Marginally scary situation, but again, not the highest buy here for Bait. It was that last round that was well called, put themselves in a great spot to take it, and they couldn't close out. Now, last timeout getting used. Couldn't think of a better time to do it, to be honest. Right before they're coming into another good buy.
对啊，我可以看得出来，有用。
And to be honest, man, Prison's alone here for a second, even versus Tech 9s. It's the kind of game where when you only have 5 kills, that can be a little too much. So getting the 3K, even though it's versus pistols, is very clutch by him.
That's why it was making me nervous to see him down at the bottom of Banana with all those players ready on ramp, but he found a way to take it into his hands, controlled the situation well. Excellent utility damage coming out of the defense on B. Even further damage done, just additional volleys one after another to keep these T's low.
They come back in one piece, you hear?
Just a chance there to kill an alt player. He went for the Halls push, and this is the kind of moment where if you have one opening play, that's fine, but if you don't get a kill for it, you have to be able to transpose into a new creative position. He's trying to get info back on brackets, all the while.
Agent,
there are
the
movements
fact that
being
you
made
are not
over on
grievously
B-side.
wounded and being eaten
straight
alive
emoji.
by a
They
wild
cover
dog
that
right
too.
now is a testament to your competency. Hey, you have anything to do with taking out
No
the
vision
LMB?
as to what's on the other side of this. You want it? You can run the risk and come get it. And they're going to call the bluff, step through that one blind. Get a move here from Spooky to throw himself back over onto Coffin.
They're far out already.
He find it? Yes, sir. Good timing on the swing out, and then Fiku pops up with his desperate attempt out of Alex to try to just push through that smoke. Didn't want his teammates' deaths to go down in vain. And head trick hit by another grenade. So utility definitely making a difference this one. OG finding the nice timing on each of those pieces of util. And so 3-round game from overtime. OG have rebounded on this defense.
It's just such a better round from OG. CD side, T side, whatever. We have an opening try from Nikadas. We have effort on both sides of the map. It's an atypical lean with a 3B start, but they're not actually pushing down Banana. They throw the B control nades to make it feel like there's only 2 players here. And that's the first time we see Bait actually get tricked and coaxed into going to a more heavily stacked site. So if OG trend in this direction, they do have a good chance of actually. Tech9's come in again. The kind of game that gets messy.
We saw that close apartment approach when they didn't have a flash. They've been trying to sprinkle this in at the right moment. This could be one. Nikadas goes down over towards Arch. All of a sudden, these players are going to feel that much more exposed. Buzz, there's that internal timing. Eventually, somebody's going to swing. Hedrick gets the kill off the nade, and that's all 3 A defenders dead. Perfect timing on the bracket push, and with lesser weapons, it seems to me like Bait will break through.
Just a bit too much utility. And they made that tricky here for OG.
Nikadas going down, put Buzz on such an awkward timing. Fiku's position now well known, and unfortunately for him, whittled down to half health as well. Bait's T-side had found success. We get an uptick
How the hell are you?
in success for
I remember
OG's
another
defense.
one of you division types checking
3 players left, and you can see
Come
the
on over.
desperation
Captain
here.
Benita's even found some fresh coffee.
I just happened to walk by what's left of Kermit's. So what we're responsible for is Midtown to Lower Manhattan, mainly because nobody can get off of this island right now, including us. The biggest problem we have is manpower, or lack thereof. Right now we got criminal elements occupying and controlling most of these neighborhoods.
Rikers, cleaners, street gangs.
Yeah, I don't have enough people to secure a block, much less maintain order and safety, so basically these assholes are running around taking whatever they want and killing whoever they want because we got nobody to stop them.
Which means we get the task of cleaning up these neighborhoods, so we can at least get food and medical aid to the residents.
I don't know.
Really solid idea that it wasn't just 5 deagles spread out.
An area this size, this many bad guys, I don't think you people can handle it alone. I mean, no offense. I just don't like the idea of throwing you to the wolves.
Captain, we are the wolves.
Viewers? How's everyone doing today?
Right, well, then maybe you can convince the division to send more of your guys.
For the time being, what you see is what you get.
I can't believe I'm begging the feds to take over my city.
Any intel we receive, you'll be the first to know. Good luck.
You'll need it.
If you don't have the utility to smoke flash, you have to just kind of risk. But it worked out perfectly, so.
We got on the right now. We got a wild card going up against Lin Vision on this one. I had a good chat with Sonic, who's feeling mighty confident after their obviously very dominant victory against Metasport. They looked actually insane when it comes to that, but not the swift start they would want here. It is obviously there on the T side of the nuke, but.
Now we're cooking with gas. You are hereby officially my go-to agent for classing to join up.
Okay. Because the buy here looks.
Would you like me to tell you if you're correct or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's no money built up here.
啊，你他妈快一点，要不要啊？
Okay, thank you. I looked at the money like Jason said. Just no utility either after
Genius
20
stuff.
seconds.
I will praise the genius, whatever.
Sweet. Looks like we got ourselves a regular situation room. We can plan ops for all of Midtown from here.
Oh my.
Okay.
Oh. Wow. Needed something. They needed something.
That's a cool little bait though from the MP9, like continuing to jiggle and just shoot bullets into the wall, so you have to keep your attention to that piece.
So for the Asian viewers, you're out of here, you're not in the red zone for much longer because you have got Bet Boom going against FlyQuest coming your way, but you can't stick with us.
That is a banger.
That is definitely a banger.
That is a good one. I want to switch to that now.
Can we hang out with them?
Yeah. Can we go with these guys?
那升级是干嘛？ 没有啊，靠腰了，我还想说升级是怎样。
Everything okay? Hey, you gotta see this.
Got your eye on something?
Glad you're okay.
其实我说到我真不懂这到底什么意思，什么一大堆的。啊，时装我是可以想要等一下。
Glad you're okay.
没了啊。Rainbow Six Siege。感觉全部拿我的，反正也没差。没啊。来一下背包呗。
What's new? On second thought, never mind. You know you want what I'm selling.
有装跟没装一样糟糕是怎样啊？为什么他妈还有配件啊？妈的，领到一个垃圾了。
Nobody's gonna give you a better deal. Glad you're okay. Catch you next time.
一个什么 X？
Hey, what you need?
Hey.
这是什么东西呀？干这我他妈还要自己点哦。
Glad you're okay.
Well， 哇，这个好帅啊！我装了，装了一个民用东西。 他妈还要一个又一个浏览，操干嘛？有点烦，但没办法。
Thanks for shutting down the leader of the Rikers.
资料片都还没做。
Hey, what you need a little something?
Disciplinary action.
所以那他说那些什么啊？
What's new?
科技支援
Never
部
mind.
啊，科技的在哪？人家完全不知道科技是要在哪里弄，我就怎么知道？
Back into the action with a little bit of Bet Boom and FlyQuest. How about that? Two more teams who have kicked off their day with a win. And obviously Bet Boom, Mo, I've heard people saying that Boomich may be the best in-game leader at this stage of the major.
That sounds like something Maui
No
would
big
say.
deal.
How did you know?
Sit you around.
How did you know by people? I meant that one guy.
Because I think it, like Big Clan
yeah.
might have been a comment about them or something, but they're like just underrated enough that they're like perfect prey for Maui, you know? But
我一定要是30级的身份你才行啊！
I'm a fan.
所以这下面我现在是没办法做任
We
何
haven't
事
seen。enough of them. They sort of fall into the bucket of them and Wild Card, and I want to see them play versus more good competition. This is also FlyQuest in a very interesting spot because I think they're just not the joke that they used to be in some majors. I really am looking forward to seeing them play well, and I don't know who's going to win this game.
I mean, Vexite had a phenomenal start to the event. You know, not quite Nikoda's levels, but still lights out, as did Siren, in fact, for the other side. So consistency will be the name of the game. We'll see who does what tonight. But right now, Magno Jez has to allow the cross as it's a FlyQuest man advantage. We'll get into the nitty-gritty of the roster. I think Netic is someone we need to talk about. He's got a chance right here, right now. Okay, we'll talk about him sooner than you thought. Triple Glock headshot. He knows how hot-handed that was. And this is a hot prospect out of Australia that has had to wait quite some time to get a chance at international Counter-Strike.
He wasn't talked about as much as like Vexite was before he joined the roster, and I think that's because people were wondering.
难怪有些人说到后期就已经可以不
As
打。
Sponge said it, it's
那
nice
个
in Australia. That's why we're never.
地下铁停尸间，
Drinking that Kool-Aid and wondering,
地下铁
isn't that top prospect really that hot?
Agent, we, meaning
see
Dr.
these
Kendall,
moments from
need you
Medic.
to secure the Hudson rail yards area. The yards have become a tent
most,
city
no
for the
matter what you've done
destitute
before.
and
We're here at the
desperate.
major, baby,
The people
so
forced
very
out of
nice
every
round.
place else
Very
end up
nice
here. What we're looking for is blood samples from those refugees. Clean ones, sick ones, and ones who might have survived the dollar flu for Dr. Kendall to work her magic on. So if you secure the site, we can do the rest.
Siren 5-7 with a head turned in front of him. Good single kill, but not going to find anything more. It's up to Magno Jez with the Deagle. There's been a lot of hype about Magno Jez in Bet Boom for 2025. The evolution of this player has been talked about. A whole new level, so they say.
不知道看不到那个啊。
Disengages.
That is when you talk about IGL, sort of an interesting conversation.
哦，这边啊。
One of our top priorities is securing power. Our best bet for a secure source is a line running through the unfinished pathway project.
Play style. I feel like knew
它
everything.
旁边那些直接看得到那个橄榄区是要怎样？
Get us that power and recover roads, in that order. One's important, the other's vital.
For this team, and I'm wondering how much
You're
better he
entering
can
the safe
get. We're
area.
going to see a lot of that progress happen
Some
quickly here
need.
for FlyQuest. And that, I think, presents an interesting challenge for Bet Boom. I don't think this will be dead simple.
还是比较进去还难。
but we know what
这边就副本啊。
as a caller and honestly even sometimes as a player.
他们还是
pop up maps here and there.
We know what he can do. He, kind of won a major one.
Not even that.
拿到绿色武器啊，并不是金色的，那时候我看回放。不过要怎么去到那边我就不知道了。啊！那个地方。然后我没有。想起来了。好呗。
One of our top priorities is securing power. Our best bet for a secure source is a line run.
Let's go, just find that conversation topic. Looking to get back to being one of the hottest rifle prospects.
Finished Pathway project. A small crew under a former combat engineer named Paul Rhodes went in to do the job. They haven't come out. Get us that power and recover Rhodes, in that order. One's important, the other's vital.
Tell a lot of jokes, but with Axel back in 2021, at that moment, he was, Dong for that sort of last iteration of riflers. For us, we thought that was going to be Dong, essentially. That's the level that Axel hits. It wasn't too long ago, and he's not too old now.
Here we go. You know what they say, 5th time's the charm. Deagle hits the head. Man advantage. Shouldn't be getting too much out of this, so we see the recovery from FlyQuest. They could let their guard down as for this player beneath wood, but they still seem cautious enough, and they will indeed follow through. Netic and Vexite just farming up these easy bodies. Get it while it's hot. 3-0 start for the Aussies.
Not doubting themselves. Can be a little tricky when you're one lurker guys that early. I think that was an unnerving moment, but FlyQuest holding it together. And I think something that's special about Regali, who's also a new pickup, is such a good closer. So good played by himself. I think if there's one thing that he needs to buff out as a player, it's just being a bit more active, but at the same time, he's the kind of hero.
以后都不敢来这样子。
Warning, you are now leaving the safe area.
Another major demon.
Yeah, it's me. I have no.
Yeah, it's gonna have to.
Agent, we have a very literal manifestation of some negative energy. The antennas are malfunctioning, probably because of some tampering. Balance requires observation, and likely some actual intervention on the physical plane.
To his demise. Siren just close enough to tether nicely. Netic slips up into connector in the
Active echo beacon detected.
Onto stairs, and now that. Boom can utilize Zorte to hold this angle, and that's one less
Readings
piece
indicate an
to
echo nearby.
knows he doesn't have to be the hero. Your cat player has given you that edge. Don't throw it away instead. You can go for the retake, but it's 2 T's up in the post plant. Vexite waits. Nobody there. They have all redirected towards jungle. And Liaz gives them a bit more space. They don't know which angle this retake's coming in from.
Get us out of here, please! We'll do anything!
Vexite can try to show up.
Let us out! Please! Let us out!
Puts Romich up first, and he swings.
Oh God! Oh God, please!
When Regali gets his pick off the pad, they get to a really good spot. Even though he dies here, they still have connector control. It's a little scary now for Boom. They lose the stairs fight. A-side is actually really vulnerable. It's just that FlyQuest don't see it the same way we do, and that's just those extra few seconds where they're being patient right where Boom get back control of the position.
Get us out of here, please! We'll do anything! Let us out! Please! Let us out!
New trick. to gather information for him to be informed in the calls. And he has found a key spawn that could be fully clear, but you do have Vexite still over towards ramp, and Boomich is going to route this direction. Vexite turns around and reads it. Maybe Boomich makes sound on the drop. You'd hope not. But regardless, that's good control here for BetBoom. Regali's going to recover it. Now, you've got a lot of bodies to try to barrel up Connector at 30 seconds. And in contrast to the last round, there's no interruption to be offered here from Catwalk. BetBoom instead are going to have to back on Boomich going big. And so he sits in sandwich.
到底最终哪个地方就直接说收集那个 Gecko 的东西？一个都没讲吗？我说哦，一个都没讲。
They are teaming with confidence. This is a spot where I actually thought, even though there were
然后在旁边在那边傻傻的在那边跑，跑来跑去就为了找那个东西。
than the A site was considering their positions.
对吗？放弃。
If there was a split going on and they had someone at A ramp or Boomich had died and they had someone in Palace, I'd say for sure you slowly try to constrict the A site. But they did that without any other split in place. They took that up connector. They were just very careful about clearing all their angles. Obviously, a lot of that had to do with perfect aim and crosshair placement. But that's why I say the team with confidence, man. FlyQuest, they knew what they wanted there, and they knew that was an imperfect game plan, not having a split on either site. But they had conviction, and I just love to see that from this roster. They're playing like they're the better team, and you see that from better teams when they're in worse spots. They still believe
in these headshots. Quick block to the AK. The shaky situation here for BetBoom. Just those 2 rifles saved. Bring to the table here in the 6th. Already towards top middle. You've got a lot of bodies from FlyQuest yet again. There's that op contact. Rifle's not too far off, and I like that there's pistols around it. Look at that 3 all the while, Sorte finds the perfect. Now that does open a door towards B, but bomb mid, so it's got a double back around Cat, and that's an extra 5-6 seconds. Sorte misses it.
man. He got there so quick.
And he nails it to it. Oh, just perfection.
The war machine. Giving Nettic. What a performance so far. And honestly, the op was not late to the rotation. Nettic just didn't waste any time. They went up Cat, they made their decision. You know, there can be a lot of red tape when you make a rotation like that, and that's what sometimes allows the other team to get into a better spot than you. Nettic turned the corner on Cat after Sorte showed himself on Ace so quickly. He knows he had the trust of his team. He read the map beautifully. They went in right behind him. Another round with great conviction here for FlyQuest. The reason that shot
good on him too. We talked about praise deserved for his timing, but there was a bit of missed timing behind him, right? Liaz bottom middle has to bring the bomb back around. Like if he has that thought to hesitate a second to make sure they're not coming in. One-man army. We don't get to see it again, but also that nice reaction to the bench player that could have maybe put up some sort of a problem inside sight. But all is good for FlyQuest. A comfortable 5-1 start to this one.
Really can't ask for much more out of FlyQuest at the moment. We've seen a couple of scary spots. They've won these situations. This is the most self-belief I've seen in this roster in some time. Working very well. They know how to get frisky in a lot of rounds versus any team they play against. They like to. And if FlyQuest do give them too much respect, they'll pay for it.
Wow.
Finds him in the smoke.
Excellent spray.
We are all engulfed in potential at all times.
In this game, he is 0.
Thank you for actualizing that just when we needed it. Over and out. Agent.
Looks like Netflix a little bit.
Agent. We've gotten word that there is a group of cleaners roaming the district with a leader by the name of Axel Wallace. That monster needs to manifest himself a bullet right in the brain. Sorry for my negativity, Agent. I need to clear my chakras.
哪里能下去啊？不，对，咱们只知道走回去。
Commitment's about to hit. We'll see if Boomich's MP9 can do much about it. Zorte to support him.
南方好像真的是。
3 players destined for Bram. Oh, they both get stuffed. The first 2, that is the utility support from down beneath, and Ince eventually comes through. And Zorte has to give up his line as Vexite gets damage on Magno Jez.
But look who recovers again. Vexite, excuse me.
Vexite. No further contact. Siren takes the place of Zorte as the front runner on ticket. That opens up the op to move over. Okay, why not? Wow.
Okay, why not? 我被气死。
Vexite who dominated out of the gate in their
这就是
opening
为
match
什么没
earlier
有人
today.
想
Netic has picked up those
想要
reins,
知道
but
知道
Vexite
的
reminding
意思。
us of the individual level he has already put on display here at the major.
Too bad for you. Do what you need to do. What's taking so long? Clear shot.
It's a stomp because they got him. Bloodlust earned each and every one. Played just as fast as they needed to. But honestly, if they didn't play so perfectly after losing their first player a couple of times, they didn't make 5 right moves in a row. They very easily lost a few of these positions, and I think that's what's even more impressive about it.
This is a crazy one for this man. Boomich. Oh, that's how it goes down, huh? Oh, Magno Jez, he poked the bear. Boomorch able to hold back FlyQuest on a similar round when there was a rifle along the top middle. Go back to the A site. We've already got FlyQuest looking to sink their teeth into B. Siren's D from down beneath misses. He won't stop, he won't slow down. Opens the door for Liaz to just go forward, clear out what was left of that defense, and all the while, Ince could take his sweet time to make sure that off at some point hits the dirt.
I found the mother load. What? 8 sacks of Kenyan AA, green, dry. Can't be more than a couple of months old. Coffee beans. Are you insane? I know, right? I got a gas-fired air roaster too. Come on, I know you like French roast. How the fuck did you? No, never mind. I'll be right over.
That's why you start missing deagle shots like that, because you start getting scared.
Never mind, I'll be there.
I'm getting shot in the head every other round within frames. This is excellent stuff from FlyQuest once again.
Oh, give me some.
Once again. Came into this game, didn't know who I felt like would win, but I was pretty sure it was going to be 13-11.
Same.
A lot of stomps today.
2 teams I have faith in, but 2 teams I thought would match up a little better than this. I didn't expect Axile either to be as flat as he currently is. We've got Bait and we've got Heroic waiting in that 2-0 pool. Stage 2 on the line.
Wow. Took the shot. Good for the reposition.
About time we get a bit of a mistake from the FlyQuest camp.
Oh,
sort of a recovery. Missed shot from Zorte. Liaz playing with his nades. gonna get pinned into the
我
corner.
们现在要往回头了，天哪！
Starts to clean up. All that remains here, 19 health on the next site, and we get the off peak out of Siren to get that second round. So a bit of a bottleneck in bottom mid, we'll call it. Regali shoots Netic, wounds him, and he gets swept away with basically the collateral spray down from.
Shit, I think somebody's out there.
You mean like help?
Great from Boomich. It's a little awkward because the op coming out, I don't think is what Boomich would have expected. And if there wasn't a player in front of it, you'd think he might be dead. So hard to say who to blame in a position like that.
I'll blame them both.
Blame them both?
Yeah.
That's just a good guy take, though. You got to pick one: Netic or Regali.
Regali, because Netic has more kills.
Shit, I think somebody's out there.
You mean like help?
I respect that actually a lot. I will agree with you.
靠，还是捡到我自己。
Well prepared there, even if Boomich didn't keep it as clean as he did, but that was some swift shooting from the in-game leader of BetBoom.
Shit, I think somebody's out there.
You mean like help?
But you can't see him anymore, it's too skinny.
The question is it all for naught? 5 rounds, the deficit. 3 left to play out. Regali's gonna get boosted top middle, so there's both ops hunting here on the adjacent sides of mid.
干迷路了，我忘记我刚刚是走哪了。
By adjacent, I meant opposite.
啊，明就走那个门啊，忘了。但直接迷路就要死。估计已经都送了。
Sorte's starting to speak my language. Goes for more aggressive of a peek. I mean, he's got the right idea. They are indeed floating out there top middle. He just doesn't find the timing as they crossed over, and he didn't find the wall bang either. Ambitious, nice pop up here from Axile.
Hard to read that.
Right, it's nice that Boomich has that ramp control.
Flash does nothing. Just walk through it.
Magnich is worried about the wrong thing. Luckily for him, Axile continues to tear up sight, and they still don't know that Boomich is standing here on Tetris. Regali's gonna find the Magnojez frag. Obviously, Netic concerned about sight. We have turned to him, and now Axile has defensively repositioned.
Incredible. Just existing there in sandwich was enough to ruin that position. Again, I think it's a position where Netic just walks into it. He's like, follow my lead on this, right? You have to protect me now that I'm dropping into sandwich. He's dedication. Read. That's really making it.
We are so happy you manifested those cleaners right out of their reality. Peace and blessings, Agent. Be the change you want to see in the
They go
world.
up 8-2. I think it was also
我还
good on
拿
Netic
到一
to
把，好像
quickly
又
make a
比
move
他还要强
to
哦，
become
没有
the。key piece that everybody had to work around, but then to also not go one step further, because when Axile pops up on wood and catches the Palace player off guard, the only way he's standing there is if they have ramp control. And so they take that slow down. They burn it out. They find Boomich up on Tetris back turn.
So wild. I mean, even have someone in jungle, right? That he's trying to escape the vision of. Yeah, he's not going forward to a ramp. He literally stands in the only place he could to delay for time and kept the attention of all 3 players. See how many players died basically trying to figure out when he's going to leave sandwich.
好吧，应该快。
Basically put himself in the spot where the one guy who he saw had to also fight him to play it up.
Yeah.
And that's how do you make that decision if you're Axile?
Yeah, he didn't want to. Axile still winds up being the biggest contributor in that defense, but he doesn't get the one critical kill that could have turned it all around. So very comfortable T-side. FlyQuest have crossed paths with an aggressive Magnojez. To hell with holding jungle. He'll join up with Axile inside middle to take it all over. Boomich just trying to hang on to this site with an MP9. And again, this sandwich position could wind up being critical for the FlyQuest approach. Still, you know these bodies are nearby. Liaz has an inkling to the close proximity. It is
it worked.
Here from Betboom.
We've got
Everybody ready to try to stop it. They'll expose Boomich on sight, frag with his name on it. That's going to get the job done.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's all the others, the additionals, the rotators that aren't far away. 2 towards ticket, 2 towards stairs. And a looming off on the prowl finds it through the boxes into the head of Liaz. Simultaneous Magno Jez frag. He'll find a multi-kill here in the 11th. And now we'll get the rebuttal. Netic with a chance to shine. His 15th kill collected, 3 to go.
Hard to scale here from Tetris, but there's no one in CT to slow him down.
Over the stairs, he'll jump. Op decides not to peek. He tries to go off that flashbang instead. Regali still cautious. To any kind of ticket presence, it would make sense. Betboom instead have allocated everybody to this side instead. He will step forward into the offer, be struck down, and Betboom at the very least collect the 3rd.
Good try. It's another spot though FlyQuest find themselves in where they don't have the lurk in place. They don't have the second choke point to really put pressure. They've been, I don't want to say brute forcing because they've actually been quite careful when they've only had one. Heads up with them a little bit. Still only ends up being a 3rd round here for Betboom, but they don't look too pressed about it. They'll take it. Nice shot, Zorte.
Zorte's definitely starting to get that off online for the defense. Goes back in for middles. Second
Dispatch to division. Priority 1. Cleaners have taken hostages in a bank on West 32nd.
It is swift and with conviction that we seem to end out this half. Betboom looking to collect that 4th defensive round win. And they've got confirmation to the body top middle, so Regali's job made none the easier. Down to his own. A clear uptick in performance here from Betboom to close out the half. Feels like they started to find a little bit of comfort, and I like that you highlighted Boomich just kind of laughing his way through it.
Kind of incredible to see this.
Been around the block and then some. Went to the top and back down to the Betboom.
Drop the gun.
The crossfire set up to close this, so a quick
Warning.
resurgence.
Hostile presence detected.
我靠呀！我被吓套，我被射到，被自己射到的东西给吓套了。我总觉得他一般事情蛮反人类的。
Thanks, Division. I don't even want to think about what would have happened to those hostages if you hadn't shown up.
Finally! Oh, thank you so much. That was terrifying. Now I need to get the hell out of here.
好啦，那就不要挡人吧。
Shit, I think somebody's out there.
You mean like help?
One of our top priorities is securing power. Our best bet for a secure source is the line running through the unfinished Passway project. A small crew under a former combat engineer named Paul Rhodes went in to do the job. They haven't come out, and his comms are offline. Get us that power and recover Rhodes, in that order. One's important, the other's vital.
关到停尸间好了，有没有人去拿？没办法上去，操！这是算是一个捷径，我只能这样说。打副本哦。
Sarah was using the site as a mass grave, which explains why the cleaners have targeted it. Avoid contact if possible, but do what you have to do to make sure Rose gives us the juice we need. That is, still alive.
Locating artillery relay. Target acquired. Sublevel 3. Hostiles inbound on your position.
What the hell?
Resurgence there from Betboom at the end of the half. The last 4 rounds all end up going their way. But when we look at that 8-4 score for FlyQuest, I just gotta say it, man. Only 4 opening kills for FlyQuest throughout that half. So talk about resilience and the ability
Word
to
here is that Rhodes is a bit of a wild card. He's got the skills we need, but he's a little eccentric. Which is a nice way of saying he's a paranoid jackass.
Sign every time they went into the state, and to be fair to them, they tried to do a lot of splits, but it felt like their lurker was almost the afterthought and dying first in a lot of cases. So very hard spots to pull themselves out of. Still. And yeah, that move in general, look at it. There's still hope alive for them in these 4 rounds.
Yeah, it's just stay alive and give them the planted seeds. Bodies inside. I like that they open the smoke, but they don't actually get a kill for it. Exile a little desperate. It allows for Betboom to press up against this wall, and that's going to make this retake all the more difficult. You do have a lot of bodies to try to swing this doorway. Oh, that helps. Insta-kill out of Inst. Here comes the flood. 30 players still remain, and they have already exited. Just tiptoeing their way closer to the site. Siren tries to stop them now, but he jumps in between the two. A distraction all he's able to offer. And Regali with the headshot.
We have intel that there are multiple cleaner teams on site. They're looking to burn out the infection, along with anyone who tries to stop them. Be careful.
I was like, oh, they're gonna pull this off. That was just beautiful. Everybody behind as well. They were not shy about showing presence with lots of players there in the market, but they had a game plan behind it. That's what we're seeing from FlyQuest, right? We see a great position created by Betboom, and it just gets totally upended by the fact that FlyQuest do not lose hope.
错，是他们没中啊！我们才去鼓励。
At the highest level of Counter-Strike. You don't have to give up that kill, but once you solve that problem...
还要再更下面才能到，那现在还不是527。
There's one thing for that front player, in this case Inst, that have to just like jump out the doorway. It's like a nuke ramp entry.
Yeah, exactly.
This project was intended as an extension of the subway system. They didn't get to finish it before the dollar flu hit. Then again, construction in New York.
Warning. You are now entering a contaminated area.
我操，这个比那一个还要强。我刚才拿到这个伞兵什么什么的，
That does the job. Just a meat sack.
就刚刚拿到那一把叫啥？啊，不强了，只是说差一点。他帮你装好那个。 哦，好多，可以装床单一下。
So recovery from man disadvantages throughout that first half. This is both pistol wins now as well in FlyQuest's back pocket. Converting this could call for a quick end to the Betboom attempt on Mirage.
哇，我动太快。
But there is a looming threat in that. Siren's AK on the field. Phenomenal first map from him earlier today, and he's not the only rifle here in round 14.
Leaving contaminated area.
Rifles even. because you've got 3 bodies up catwalk already. There was no challenge out from middle to stop that. From Siren's entry to a round win in a matter of 15 seconds.
Individual brilliance here for more than one player as they go for the B split. There's nothing fancy about this round at all. They put the rifle out in front. They say find the easiest tool that you can for yourself. We're gonna run in right behind you. And if that split gets stopped on either side, whether it's up in B halls or on cat, then it's just a kill, maybe a quick small plant. But when you get both, you get a situation.
Confirmed. Power pack online.
Whoever just turned on the lights, you're either JTF or you're really fucking lost. Either way, thanks.
This is Faye Lau patching in. We have...
Warning. Now entering a contaminated area.
Easy as. And that B defender really didn't see the timing coming either. You had 3 players already around the corner. You're able to tuck in behind the corner.
I don't, because they didn't have any vision of it, right? Even past this moment.
就这。
They opt to try to go for the apartment.
就这。
Just gets shredded. And Liaz kind of sets his hands around his ankles.
我要这边停时间，可是那我下去营地该干嘛？
Frag the bottom mid though. This is an investment from the FlyQuest camp.
Now leaving the contaminated area.
Ooh, he stabbed. Axel makes a loud step. MP9 on full alert. Is going to jump for it. How dare you?
Oh man, Axel.
You beat Zach. And Medic's going to have this cover from the top of the connector. And Ace can actually find a good for B site.
That was the moment for Axel here. Wavered a bit, man. Go and finish that kill. Look what happens now.
Activate secondary power relay.
It's a disaster because of that one frag. Jack in the box here. Vexite pops up. Gets confirmation.
Good move, man.
We'll reroute the timing here. That's so clean. If he keeps up the timing, but does go for the aggressive peaks.
Even with that, they have to delay time coming back to clear it out. Or even second guess going towards the A site in the first place. Either way, rock in a hard place here for Beboom.
Smoke in front of the ramp as well as you just go all in on ramp. You've given up Palace. You've heard a player potentially try to chase you.
Look how long the split is getting. Boomich is going back to middle. There's a player speed cross. It is 30 seconds.
He's been getting better at speed walking. Cardio at an all-time
This job is gonna take more hands than I've got. You think you can follow directions? Because I'm gonna need your help.
Whatever assistance you need, we can handle it.
Good. Because I need some relay boxes swapped out.
Liaz gets his line of sight, and unfortunately for the other half of that split, they're met by a wall of smokes, one of which that they put up themselves.
They did. It was supposed to be a fake, but that's why you can't pull off a round like that. With that little time left over. That was a great idea 15 seconds ago. Unfortunately, they didn't have that time to work with. The map got re-cleared because Axel died in underpass because they had a man disadvantage. They couldn't play from a position of power, and FlyQuest another great round.
I think the power was taken in that round by Vexite specifically. I mean, getting spotted on the ladder into the climb up into the instant Palace follow.
Axel's mad at himself, all right? He had damage on the first key.
Yep.
He knows it's an MP9, so it's scary, but it's the MP9 who's really afraid of him, right? The MP9's wondering, how do I escape back to mid? I know I have to fight.
Hold on, timing out middle. Golly's not going to shy away from the That is a quick swing that catches the catwalk. Barely alive at this point, so that first clash kind of comes to an end for a moment.
燃烧弹输但是燃烧弹有个几把的。
It's a bit more jostling for position off of the utility with a smoke grenade and window. Zero control of this A bomb site here for FlyQuest. But at least you've got that set of eyes in jungle to hold back this Palace peak. Boomich is going to step forward, and nobody keeps him honest, so he will take as much as he can.
Oh man.
And it's a bit of a late rotate here from Netic, but he's going to get a chance from Ticket to take a glance into sight. Oh, Boomich gets found out just a
warning. Hostiles inbound on your position.
To play deep. All of a sudden, Netic becomes away with it.
working. No more bleeding current into Lower Manhattan. A couple more hacks like that. We're
take his time. Now they'll get a for the retake. It's a 1v4 attempt queued up, and that bomb is indeed planted here for Zorte. Looking for a second. He gets the damage. They'll jump on top of the bomb, and that is FlyQuest to 11.
It's amazing to watch here for FlyQuest. It's another hard position. They've had to play chess in so many rounds here, and they've had to do it while losing.
So that shooting, that was you, right?
I've been so impressed by the gameplay that
I think someone might have heard you.
You might watch this from the perspective of Bethune and go, oh, how do you lose these rounds?
Indicate this area is contaminated.
They made it as hard as possible, and yeah, Bethune, we're not playing the best game right now.
Hostiles inbound on your position.
FlyQuest recoveries.
Hey.
Jungle, they weren't fully aware of the amount of spots that FlyQuest dug into in this round. But they should get used to it because they're getting better and better positions every time.
Goes from bad to worse as well when we get that jungle spam through smoke on Boomin. Good job of finding the timing to exit Palace unnoticed. Much more. Just crank it up a notch. Sprints through the window. Blast Snetic out of the round.
So big he makes that catch. Right off
Boomin looking real
finds the timing to go. Triple is the recovery inside this B site that they call on. And unfortunately here for Bedboom, the recovery's on. Right there for the taking. And he spots it. Backside is not the guy to get that kill. It's Lias, actually.
It was his spirit, though, inside of Lias, inside of B-site. He was so good, you thought it was backside.
Connect secondary power relay.
After all of this,
干什么还有啊？
put through Bedboom through, you're gonna try to ace. Triple kill will do the trick, I think. Backside watches from the grave. Siren can do to win this round. So that is indeed 7 match points for FlyQuest in an attempt to move through a perfect day 1 in Austin.
The stats looking back on this map are going to be very interesting, right? Number of hard rounds here for FlyQuest. I think you had to watch the whole map to really understand exactly.
Leaving contaminated area.
But that does also mean that they need to make improvements. You can't do 45 versus vitality every round.
Hostiles inbound on your position.
Much grander goal, obviously, for this team, but that is just to say, I guess, also many times in this game, they just have not been able to convert. And yeah, what a spray here, backside. That round's life rested on his ability.
Broken off. Probably gives him that wiggle room, and Zorte's Tech 9's going to find one. We may not be done just yet. A 3v5 recovery to my
hostiles inbound on your position.
You've already got Burnage up into the corners of the window. This round to hammer the final nail into the coffin. He's going to keep that spray going. He knows Siren's actually able to fight from the same corner. Kills Liaz just behind him. Netic gets smashed inside connector, so Regali 1v3 denied, and there's a little left in the chamber here from Bedboom.
I've never praised FlyQuest as much in my life, but the fact is, they actually had a way to win that round. They really had everyone in the best spot possible for 2 players in connector. They make good use of the off in that position. I think 1 or 2 more good interactions, and that's just absolute disaster here for Bedboom. But good to see them able to convert at the very least. They also don't have a lot to work with on this round, and so finally, like, Bedboom get the 5v4 enough time, and that is actually a problem here for FlyQuest.
The Aussies try to close it out with SMGs. Majority
activate power relay.
But again, Netic, you'll be given chances to show.
There we go. Hope you can see in the dark, because I need you in the control room to wrap this thing up. Sooner we get out of this fucking crypt, the better.
The rest?
Hey there. Hang on a sec.
Only one of them in front of this majority play towards a ramp from best.
Testing. Jesus, this thing is loud.
Fast enough. I think it's going to serve.
Okay, getting to work in the control room now.
He's going to have to go above and beyond. If he's lucky, he can slam the opper.
Just want to give you a heads up. It's going to get real dark real fast. Can't get power to the base unless they do a reboot, so everything's going to shut down for a minute.
FlyQuest have already put themselves in a good enough position to try to win the retake. And honestly,
fuck me. They went top of the line with the generators. I guess Sandy taught someone in procurement a lesson, because these suckers can stand up to anything. They're a bitch to retool, but maybe we'll get lucky.
He'll go down, and this offer has been isolated from his bomb. Bedboom, in an act of desperation, are trying to
What do you know? It's alive.
to hold back FlyQuest. 10-second stick. You didn't plant the bomb for this position.
Clean it. I thought you took care of these guys.
FlyQuest, flawless first day.
Lovely to see, man. Well earned. So many good rounds to look back on here for FlyQuest, and they've made it. And I think that's really kind of they got so many good starting positions, but it's always more impressive to pull out that many 5v4s in one game.
I mean, this FlyQuest camp looking for the first day of major. How many majors have we gone to where the Aussies are your typical 0-3 pick?
哎，爽啦！
Be on the total opposite end of the spectrum. Two promising games.
Hostiles inbound on your position.
We had a phenomenal first half of Backside to begin the day, but it was net.
Tell me that's more of your people in the elevator.
I was like, I watching Netting play.
We don't have anyone else on site.
Then it's cleanest, and I'm fucked.
Let's get some work from the winners, shall we?
哎呦
2-0 start.
What the fuck? Oh! 哇，超危险，超危险啊！
Fucking thing. Jesus. Alright, that's a wrap. System's clean, border's green, and we got enough juice to light this place up like Vegas. I'll lock everything down, so no one can come in behind us and fuck this up. You can't help me with that, so might as well get your ass topside. I'll follow you when I'm done. And that's all she wrote.
You are now entering the safe area.
You feel like you're strong tendency to go through, you feel like you've got enough of a leg up here, and you're confident you'll make it through the stage 2 now?
Yeah, might as well.
Anything you want to say to all the people at home?
Thank you for all the support, guys.
Hell yeah, there we go.
A little bit too verbose for my liking in that winner's interview. 13-6 for FlyQuest. That ain't bad at all.
Hey.
Looks like the power grid is a lot more stable. Thanks to you, we're back in business. Rhodes is already on his way back in, so no need to give him an escort. I'll see you when you get here.
You know, stone cold little interview action. I like
Warning.
those answers.
Now leaving the safe area.
It's not a big game. Although, I mean, he's kind of like, all right, I guess it was okay. Yeah, I guess it was nice. Your mic's not activated yet. That's, hey. Okay, we're just gonna sit down next to each other.
I'll get it real quick.
Perfect. Yeah, this highlight reel is gonna be nasty. Like, there were some disgusting sequences. 3 kills, squad kills, entries. Like, this dude is a freak.
I don't realize how
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's like the inexperience. He's like, I actually don't realize how much I just destroyed these guys. You know? But I mean, someone should tell him. Someone should let him like, dude, just do that all the time.
Yeah, just play like that, man. Play out your mind. Hit all these crazy shots. And the fake thing is, right, doing it against Bedroom. When I remember Bedroom first coming up with this team, it was like Mirage was their home ground. It was like, if you gave them Mirage, that's where they could do the damage. This does not look like they have shown the improvement. I was expecting a boot camp before the major to come in and see an improvement of results.
But this is always like my issue. I talked about this Maui during some of the game, and it's like this Bet Boom team is like you can have all the boot camp and all the tactics you want, but you know your star players aren't there. Like Axon, he's not Axon, so you know you're not getting the kills. This guy is though. Look at the difference. Like you have this kind of a performance, 20-11, 117 ADR. You get on the rock. Yeah, that's really nice.
You had FlyQuest going through.
I do. Not 3-0.
That's fine.
I do have them going through.
Who will they get matched up potentially by?
I have no idea. I have not looked at the later in some time.
Oh, see you later, man. You go in your seat.
Yeah. But yeah, I have them going through, just not 3-0. So I guess you know, in some sad way, I kind of have to root for their loss tomorrow from Invictus, and we know that is the most important thing.
Okay, so
above all else.
So Bait and Heroic have gone through into 2-0. Heroic will make FlyQuest, so if they hopefully, in your eyes, for your pickings, lose tomorrow, that'll be good for you.
Does fill me with a little bit of confidence, because I have Heroic as a 3-0 as well. So that's
a
double whammy.
傻逼刷宝。
Do we know?
This is just a simulator. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just going with the simulator as of now.
And the other games are up in the air, so the simulator only has like half the games to work with. Right?
Yeah, so it's only playing off what it has.
It's James's vibe check for the other
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you trust my vibe check?
What do you think the match?
Best of luck out there.
好笑在哪了？
You have something from?
操他妈！
I'm simulating. It's not a.
Okay.
真不知道他们到底在笑啥
That
戏。
does happen. Definitely gonna favor Heroic.
Can we get a simulation low and third on the screen so that everyone knows?
Definitely, yeah.
Don't take anything we say seriously for the next 5 minutes.
In this supposed simulation.
No way.
Yeah, in this supposed simulation, I like Heroic's odds on that one.
Yeah.
I can play with it, right? So what happened on the wildcard game then?
It's a great question.
Oh my God, what?
Yeah, why are we not doing that?
We don't.
No one spoil it. I'm gonna look it up.
I'm gonna guess they won 16-14.
Who?
Envision.
啊，我怎么进去啊？
I don't know.
这 GPS 真的烂的一个透顶哎！我要进去，我他妈还要在那边绕来绕去。而这 GPS 啊，我到了，他又不说啊，原来是在别的地方。干他妈！
For everyone on the A stream, you're going back over to the A stream, but you can stick with us. You've got Complexity taking on Fluxo over there. We will be doing our things here on the red zone, but go enjoy some A action with the amazing commentators.
You almost did like a whole like super.
Mom, it's Renee, and I hope you get this message. I'm okay, but I can't get out of Manhattan, and everyone's getting sick. I had to have a couple of drinks to get up the nerve to call you. There't something I wanted to tell you in person, but now I don't know if... I'm gay, Mom. I've always been gay. It's why I came to New York. And Julie isn't my roommate, Mom. Well, she is, but... Yeah. I hope you're okay, Mom. And I hope you're okay about this. And that you don't hate me. And that you're okay. I love you, Mom. I love you.
Not fucking going down.
看到在这边。 我靠感觉去那边哦。不是，根本你要确定呢。你要确定我现在走的这条路就是那边呢？你要确定呢？
Out there. You mean like help?
不是，我真他妈服了。
Shit, I think somebody's out there. You mean like help? Help me, please! I don't think it's.
这他妈反正方向的路。看我他妈被气死了！不是你他妈引路可以引成这样，我真的会服了哎！那这边就是没有连接到那条路的路，他把我当傻逼入室啊！ 干嘛买那个一直把我当傻逼耶！哇，第一次有你这样的，这样的乐事可以这样诞生的哦！干他妈的！妈的，下去的路还要我自己找。
This is very decent of you.
They're gonna try to hold here. Oh God! Go back down! Oh, they got him.
Heads up.
We're not fighting pros here. Good shot.
It's an honor to fight with you.
我现在要知道的是我要怎么下去，这就是要知道重点。我们下去找那一个橄榄地区。
Back in the action, Complexity returned to the server in a hope to recover what was a record-breaking loss this morning. That's right. Dominated by one man and one man only, Nikados will be haunting their dreams for the rest of this event. There is a chance they recover. Their opposition on the other side, Fluxo.
It's nice because the record was set. You could say, well, you know, it's like when people lose to Spirit and they go, Donk just doing Donk, but you know what I mean?
Sure.
You can always kind of say, okay, well, we lost, but like literal light game in that last match. Yes, of course. If they continue to lose, though, then it's something that's going to bother them. But we can see that with OG. They were leaning pretty heavily on the kind of map. I think that's something you also got to think about. Now, in this game, I mean, Complexity, yes, they have a substitution, but they could play way better than what we saw. Junior, maybe they won't be at full strength, but it's not as if even Junior had one goal. He was, for the most of that game, the only one getting multis or whatever. They just as a team were not good at all.
No, they got run over. You know,
yeah.
You can see here odds to their favor.
This should be way more in favor of Complexity, but just because of what we saw, the fact that they still have, you know, they're still favorites in this game, betting odds-wise, is pretty impressive and shows you sort of the level that people expect out of Complexity, and I think I'm expecting to see that now.
Right. I think time to maybe tap into what Grim has been giving us as of late. Yes, you lose Halzerk in this one. That's the second highest rated player for Complexity in the last 3 months. 3 months that have looked good for Complexity as well. You could still take over if you are the others, and for the other players on goal in Sixy and Nyx, time to show us what you were starting to display on the international stage. Grim first with Berettas, JT right behind him. It's a trio of kills for the start of Complexity. Oh, okay. Triple setup on Banana couldn't have been any easier than that. I really deserve this, man. We're playing with babies. Yes, that's right. Art said they are like players in diapers. They need to be guided when speaking about his young core.
Debbie's like, all right, brother, I was in a major more recently than you.
But if you wear diapers, you can practice an extra 2 hours every day.
Not big.
Catch my drift?
You're spending that much time on the toilet?
Hey, dude. You gotta scroll somewhere. Conversion of the pistol is rifles.
JTF flash priority. Cleaners are holding civilians hostage at the precinct on West 26. All available personnel respond staff.
Wealth of experience. But you know, sometimes gets a chance at I think of Blades, for example. I think, oh, you got Blade and SDY. Throw anybody in there, and Blade and SDY should be able to presence detected in one way or another. Well, Art has reshaped Junior's face. That is a dirty Desert Eagle from Boiler. Something we've got to take this round a little more seriously. It was coming in with nothing other than a couple of Desert Eagles. There's no Kevlar on that player. This is $1,400 across the board. It looks good. They start pretty well. The core of library is
unless you're not actually in the worst spot next. Oh, will he see that? And does he chase down this bomb? He's assuming he wasn't spotted and wants to just play it carefully. He's
Forward and fast on the round. Art sets it up with his first Desert Eagle shot. Pariah says, oh, okay.
Wow, more like Piranha. Man, really sense the blood in the water. Right, that's pretty incredible round. Each and every one of these moments is a kill from Complexity on the way back, and then thinking, okay, well, now they just have to play carefully for the multi, but it keeps getting denied by the same guy.
No Kevlar.
He's here somewhere.
Yeah. That is a tough pill to swallow.
Look at us, 2.0.
And I think in the moment, when you already know you have a wounded Complexity in front of you as Fluxo, and you pull that round out of the hat, round two.
Junior, the former teammate of Art.
That sounds impossible, but it is in fact true.
Thanks for the help.
Very rare circumstance.
Oh, thank you so much. That was
Junior
terrifying. No, I need to get the hell out of here.
Ever. Frag grenades back and forth down Banana, and well, it's Art at the helm of this, folks. He's not going to stop. Around that corner they go, all in from the Brazilian side, and Grim is ready to receive it. You've got still this boost position from Nyx. Yeesh, they're starting to kind of cut corners. 60 in the response off the 5-7. Zebi in a much-needed 1v3 gets the first kill. He awaits that deep rotate from spawn, but just missed it and doesn't know whether there's a flank. He's got 10 bullets in the magazine. Whether or not Complexity swarm him, we'll find out.
He's got so much time, it's going to be hard to say he should just go and plant right away. Believing in the stick, the flash is there, and even though the flash doesn't do anything, Nyx is in a good spot to get that kill. That's easily done here for Complexity, and not what you want to see if you're Fluke. So they just got the chance after that 4K on the Deagle. This is the gimme.
Oh, change those diapers and go again. True.
I'll never forget seeing Zebi after the Paris major. Yeah, they got eliminated.
Crushed outside.
That version of Pain was so promising. Zebi just had such a bad map, unfortunately. And And I know that just haunted him so much.
Unfortunately, he
at
did.
that moment, I mean, before that map, his stock was super high.
Yeah.
You know, and I think he was feeling great.
There's that really great photo as well of OC consoling him outside in that moment.
这是武器零件的地方啊。
Off to off, they know what you're going through.
哎，找到就找到了。
Stay up.
我终于知道为什么这游戏只能说是一半好玩，一半
See the raw skill.
You're all dead.
Look good in the hands of Complexity. Now you have lost to a force buy, but you rebound. They seem to be sensing this inevitable follow-through from Flexo camp. Groov's going to throw himself through the coffin challenge, and JT finds the follow-up. Not ideal, clearly, here from Flexo. Grim able to capitalize on that distraction in front of Zevi, who was unable to get anything going, and his gun, not a guarantee. We'll see if they hunt him down after time. And all your money is a high likelihood now. Pinch from both ends. Oh, Zevi blasted away, and that op is not going to get replaced anytime soon.
Might even get picked up. They go ahead and grab it. I think I might have seen him throw it on the ground there, but either way, that's a huge win. There's a moment where Grip pushing through a smoke. It's like not in the Counter-Strike textbook, but it is a brilliant move for the position. They get the site is so well reinforced. Rotations can come in, he can see everything, and they have perfect counterplay. These are strong looking rounds for Complexity. Just one spot on the record. That 4K Deagle. All staying. They get tied to go it though.
Fun little push Nyx has managed to pull off. Player right behind him, but he won't see it.
Thinking about it though. Is Nyx gonna just... Oh, he's going back. Works out. What? He jumped down onto that?
Yeah, the dropping Glock strategy.
I guess because the CPC have taken over mid fully.
Felt like his time was limited and something had to get going, so he tries to dive into the cover, not the case. And clean sweep here for Complexity, as they will wipe that one round off the windshield like a bug. Try to remind themselves who's boss. 4-1.
Best gear in the city. Check it out.
For their first round. In terms of surprisingly good, Lin Vision was there.
No, they're still playing.
What's the score on that guy?
Oh, never mind, it's over. 19-17, wild card.
I just want to say, that's very impressive from Lin Vision.
Yes, sir. For a team that we don't get to see on international stages all too often, feels like their stock has increased after day one.
我觉得蛮奇怪的。我觉得到底显示说，
Agent, you've got outstanding work here. I can only hope you
see 2-0 teams choke and we see 0-2 teams clutch.
你要确定呢？算了，我就卖一下装备啊。
The major, nothing is guaranteed. Grim, he will find a pocket to play within on Banana. He's got a teammate with him in JT, who doesn't seem as frazzled by utility as Grim. They change positions. That second volley, though, is going to be the end of JT. So good on Fluxo in terms of util usage to capitalize on him sticking around. Maybe Grim had the better idea.
Smoke in place helps out a lot on the map. They can keep Junior posted on Arch for a moment.
What looks good to you?
Fluxo don't have other players anywhere else, so they have to decide if they're just going to wait this out or go back. And we don't know if this is... Yeah, it looks like they're going to full commit towards the A site. Nyx is over here alone for the moment. It's actually the good spot to go to. Junior committed rotation on the B. And they're going to walk up into halls, which is kind of interesting. It's going to be an early warning here for Nyx, but also his teammates are so far away.
He makes a move, though. He's getting closer to that one solo player of Art in middle.
Yeah, this is wild.
Down to 15 seconds. They're just going to try to jump off balcony. He could very well cut off Art. They cross paths inside smoke. Very tough to keep his eyes on the back of Art, but he finds what felt like the right timing. Art, though, head on a swivel. He knows those games well.
Yeah, can't play smoke games with Art, that's for sure.
You can't smoke Art.
Can't out-smoke Art.
Hey, you just got it.
But you can huff paint.
I don't think even Snoop Dogg could out-smoke Art.
So,
or Willie Nelson.
Yo, Willie. My goat.
The best deals in the city.
Took their sweet time with the apartments wraparound. 4 players up in there, but they found the right site. 1 defender.
Hey,
Guys
come on back sometime.
So, a second round win.
Nyx definitely looked a little fragile back on Ancient versus OG. I think he was one of the players that could have stopped the tremendous performance that we got out of so very tremendous here in America. So it was I think he had a moment where he just wasn't getting his 50-50s. You know, he didn't really show off how good his aim can be. Better start now.
随时都可以买啊。
That's what I like to see.
Ryan feels like he wants to go. He's going to call reinforcements forward. Missed chance there from Junior. He falls back. Supported, though.
Just brought in another load of polystyrene. You good?
Yeah,
I'm making the next batch now.
In front of that smoke is really annoying here for Fluxo.
It was a Junior teammate, though, that opened the smoke that could have killed 60, and also team damage 60 down to 20.
Flow steady, tank held solid.
Is it indecision here for Fluxo? I think they're bringing the bomb back to A, so at least I think that makes the most sense. But out of no man's land, a little bit inside a bracket, been scouted by Junior.
Fast-moving MP9 from the corner to get off the angle. Junior looking to come back at it. You can still see Art jiggling in the same place. He sticks around a little too long. I mean, they've been floating here for 20, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
MLH.
What the hell?
Gets clipped quickly by JT. We get this emphasis instead from the balcony push, and Junior has effectively cut off 2 players from middle.
这啥呀？
But there's no entry here for Fluxo. It felt like they could have gone for 30 seconds, didn't, and then this round fizzles out.
I think what they could have done with even the time remaining was get out of mid after they cleared it, then just come back when they were ready to hit. But instead, they didn't have the right to defend bracket with just standing there the way that they did. So it's good on Junior, and it's good on Complexity to go and search and understand that they need to be distracted right there. And they've been doing a great job across the map in doing so. But this is, what it comes down to essentially. Junior has a safe search.
I think the real testament here is the fact that Junior tried
他15发是什么意思啊 ？What the hell？
No lesson learned.
No shakeup from Fluxo in the process. Chance for Junior to kind of build up the confidence ever so slightly. I'm sure there's no confidence on Complexity after the first map here in Austin. Nikodos took all of that, threw it out the window, but they will rebuild.
The juggernaut is upon us.
It's what this roster does.
就
This
没有一个
organization
配起来
does.
是好
Rebuild.
看的，对不对？唯一配起来的就超热血吧，那其他真的都难看的要死。其他都难看的要死，你要配就只能配这些，其他都难看的要死。
It's a bit of a question over on Grim, who sits in the back of B alone. But when indecision cost them 1 round to go, we have to watch these rounds closely to see if Fluxo can fix that.
Big time. They can't hold on to their spot, so and Complexity, I think they have them scared about when's the next time they're going to come back and take space back. But it looks a lot like last round, Connor.
It does. Just lacking that layer of shine, that layer of confidence. 30 seconds. They've got a good bracket challenge to come out. At least the grenades are starting to fall in place. Still, nobody coming actually towards this arch side. Arch just keeping eyes on it. Junior's going to be removed from the equation unless... And that off shot, not quite on the mark. Too much coverage. Nix gets one. We've got 60 back sight, unable to stop it all.
Need to get this apartment block clean.
Off a man disadvantage, and Junior's AWP never had an angle. We saw him try to do what he could. Very little to offer. Smoked out a library like that. And so Fluxo play it down to the wire, but this time follow through.
Yeah, this was a moment for Junior where if he was playing with big smokes on that site hit, that would have been a bit easier. We did have the right utility coming out, though, to dissuade him from being able to push in through Arch in the first place. So ended up behind a library smoke that wasn't actually part of an Arch wrap out of Fluxo. So at least they did a good job of making it seem like they were coming in from 3 different choke points. Though the hit ends up being relatively simplistic. I guess it's an improvement in some sense from the last round, but Complexity definitely could have handled that maybe a bit better.
Is that James Banks on that wanted poster? Was it? It was James Banks. Yeah, okay, just double check.
Thank you so much.
Never a stranger to a cowboy hat, that guy.
Dispatch to patrol. One of our scouts located a stronghold at the storage yard on West 33rd. They need backup.
Oh my god!
I think the question is, what won't we?
You want it? Gonna make this quick.
Your face.
You never know. Face being shown by this Complexity, very content to just lean back. Do not want to get plucked off by those deadly peaks.
Crazy watching NCF slow down over
What the hell?
Especially not with
被吓到了。
Thanks for all your help, Division. We owe you.
Art on the approach. 60 could have found the better of that timing. Instead, Art gets away to just wiggle into spawn. JT's gonna fall back into Art in a moment.
Have to go.
Art, though, hasn't really kind of made this wide swing happen just yet.
干你娘！我也有这一把的，现在还拿这一个。
Bombs inbound, it gets stopped in the process. They're gonna pick it up, and they've just barely got time.
They do, yeah.
And the plant is there. Feels like less than 1 second, but 1 is all you need. And so Nix into the clutch.
And he was spotted over on Arch. This could be an unlikely spot for him to come in from.
Doesn't have a smoke to come to the defuse, though. There is a kit right there on site to be picked up first. Feels like he's got to at least go push into the back of Church to try to clear it. He's worried about back sight, but there's nobody home. Scoops up kit, tries to cross over, and a passive angle from MLH is going to get this one over the line. This is Fluxo closing that distance. A 1-round gap now as this T-side nearly ties.
Yeah, not a great unstoppable attack. It was very late into the round. There were enough people there to stop it. Especially after they knocked that bomb down, jumping up on top. Like final straw. Somehow Fluxo found a way back into the round. But it's one where the first 45 seconds of the clock are burned, kind of meandering. Also because Complexity didn't do anything active. This is also why rotations were a little bit lower. But once again, they had the stack sight. They had the late time situation. They got the opening kills they needed to. Yeah, I mean, 1 second off of no time.
不知道，我放弃。不知道，我真的想放弃。
That's crushing. Because you know he held on to hope that there was no time. And there was indeed less than a second.
Calling all JTF near Penn Plaza. Need an extraction team at Kerman's on West 34th. Civilian hostages on site.
It's the most inspiring start from Fuso in this game, but it now is close because they witness complexity, a lot of emphasis on this T round.
Still around here somewhere, please.
Thanks for getting those kids out alive. I'm tired of losing good people.
Rounds can just apply that little bit of extra pressure. Feels like if you can disrupt in anticipation of that balcony peak, but you know the apartments player's coming. He turns his back. At least 6 he's able to capitalize, trying to retreat. He'll be the second victim of Pariah, and so we are going to get evened out at 3v3. B is not the open road, that's for damn sure. Still a doubled-up defense. JT's got other ideas as now he departs, leaving Grim down alone.
Grim, given another 10 seconds, is going to turn into a flank, though, because they can't go B. So they've actually got to speed up towards the A site, and the bomb gets spotted. Now Grim's going to come in.
No missed chance from Junior. He'll strike down his counterpart.
There are some cleaners menacing some people. We need you to intervene. I'll do some creative visualizations in the meanwhile as a form of remote
just
support.
meticulously pull apart Fluxo. After a couple of rounds of really letting the Brazilians do as they please, this one kind of throw a wrench in the works.
Yeah, I mean,
see how quickly it stops them.
Yeah, I mean, complexity again. They have 1 sub in, but that doesn't mean that their playbook should. They should be able to be a lot more aggressive on openings, take a lot more back control than they have been. They're a team that can play the tier 1 level that we're used to seeing. They can still play close to that higher ability. I mean, obviously, it's not that incredible, especially in the last season. But again, team play. You want to see what they did last round, every round.
Yeah,
careful. JT will, okay. Finds it out. Triple kill here for JT.
Shoot them through the clouds.
We haven't seen an ace yet ourselves so far in Austin. Johnny here's on the brink of one.
Johnny Ace, that'd be a good pilot, man. Or gambler.
Yeah, there you go. Nah, the name's Johnny Ace.
It's not gambling if you win.
You
know what?
Decade, kind of.
You do you, Launders. Johnny Ace is your character. Okay.
Yeah, you can't just put him in the 60s like that. Johnny Ace was South African, okay?
Oh, all right. Smoking's good for you, see? Marlboro Gold. 9 out of 10 doctors recommend.
Perfect camouflage.
Good job, buddy.
Always nice to see a friendly face.
Shit, we got company. reminding them that they should be in control of the situation.
我他妈早就长按了，为什么他不让我长按？操
Great job, Agent.
What they're gonna try to do is run up this right side.
No way we could have made it
He makes
without
them
you.
pay for it. So much damage across the board and a kill.
Flashbang here for Grim to go for a swing. Yeesh, kind of eats it. Does confirm they're right there, brother. Better get your gun out. He's under pressure as MLH hits the headshot. That is a compromised B site, but no immediate follow through. They're going to drop the smoke first. JT looking like he's going to get flashed in, but the flash is a little too soon. The second one, perfect. JT's shot's not so much, and it leaves a little to be desired. An A1S swing out from 60 finds further damage short, but you've got a bit of positioning on site.
Bombs dropped.
Yes, sir. Front sight. MLH scoops that up. Op shot misses. Wait for you to go for the repeat. He's also got a but that smoke's gonna fade.
怎么这还有下水道啊
Still able to plant. Zevi 1v3 from the back of sight denied. 60 comes up big with the multi-kill, and it's a complexity recovery that reminds us what they can do, Halzerk or not. 8-4 over top of the Fluxo challenge. They'll take to the defense and see what they can swing with next.
哦，在下面呢。我操！哎，我操，20几等，他们怎么弄的？不吓到了，被这船，一定就是绿色那一个。我操！吓到我了，这是。还有，哪里啊？啊？哪里呀？我这个怎样确定呢？好啊，走错地方了。这结果也太奇葩了吧！这是地底下还是上面？哦，是地底下啊。好吧。
Hey, man. I've been thinking, how many Empire State Building guards you think went to work today?
Shit is biblical out there, bro. And you're thinking about urbexing a major New York landmark?
Exactly. Shit's biblical. You want to die in a tent covered in pus, or at 1,400 feet taking a selfie?
Neither? Fuck it. Let's do it.
There's my boy.
Radio communication intercepted.
We can't trust these guys.
Is this everything?
I don't give a shit what you think. It feels too bad. We need weapons, but just shut it. We'll meet you on West 38th.
Nice recovery from Complexity to remind them who is the favorites. Despite not having Halzer in the server, they were still betting on favorites coming into this one. And the inexperience of Fluxo maybe...
GTF reinforcements requested.
Scrambly moments. Very scrambled line.
Incoming hostiles.
Scramble.
Warning. Hostile forces approaching. Warning. Explosive device detected.
For sure. It was a little bit loose. Not that fast. And pretty simple.
Just like me.
这是上面的、哦。
JT and Grim trying to deal with this mid control.
Hostile forces approaching.
Just taking control of the situation.
Alert. Explosive device detected.
Warning.
Hostile forces approaching. Warning. Improvised explosive device detected.
He is the only player touching positive. We're getting there. One away. Let's go here. The best round of the map so far.
Appreciate the assist, Agent. We've got it from here.
Okay, that flash play is perfect. Zebi couldn't have landed a better spot.
Excellence. And a little... Okay, well, there's team kills mixed in, so not a flawless one, but still one they'll be happy with.
有的时候不知道为什么我卡的一定要死，
That was also the worst.
我不知道是在哪个地方会，但就是不知道是很难有那个标准。
2 rounds the difference. We call this one sitting ducks. Well, that's not
how that barely counted.
John, it's Vic. I just got a call from Deb on the night shift. The inmates are starting to look sick. One of the guards must have brought it in, and it looks like the supply ferry isn't going to make it over. So I don't want you or Travis coming in. The jail's already understaffed. They'll riot. Yeah. I don't know about you, but I'm not paid enough to be stuck on Rikers Island with 20,000 cons with fucking Ebola or whatever. Don't go to work today, John. It's not worth it.
JT looking adamant about securing this opening kill. Him and Grim could have just lined up for that CT peek, so you gotta be cautious.
我也知道这项目，有可能就是真的是在这项目。
Decides to call that he will be left alone on B.
Utility for it?
Yeah,
he does. Okay. At a minute. Very smart. Molly here to get some info.
Doesn't actually spray through that smoke though. Drops a nade on top of JT and Grim, so he's doing an excellent amount of damage considering he's all alone.
这就刚刚这个地方啦，好妖。
The attack will still be coming in.
但是那指引的那地方到底是啥？哦，办到。
No kits on the round for Fluxo.
Players going back to mid actually. Bomb as well. It's a full fake.
60 taking a look out. Boiler's gonna find a gap over towards A. Junior taking a chance into CT. Here's that player leave. Rotate through spawn eventually. He still strikes one down at a library. MLH gets his and pushes into the apartments. That's a compromised site. But a
Readings indicate this area is safe.
They've got to figure out where he's at, and Pariah's just sitting, waiting for Junior to make that move, to try to add himself to the post plant. They cross paths, and Pariah comes out on top of the duel. Now, the little help that's left here of Complexity, made possible by Art and all that utility damage early on, It's a good advantage for Fluxo to force this retake through, but JT's got other ideas with a quick headshot. He's
Look,
gonna bank on
I don't do
back,
sentimental, but you got me out of a jam here, so thanks. I know you want more from me than just warm fuzzies. Saving my sorry ass. Like getting this shithole up to par. Government standard, I see. See, they're still keeping the bar low enough that even roaches can walk right over it. You want quality? You go private. That's what I learned in Basra. Oh yeah. So you can't just live on farts and good intentions. Power, water, all the bells and whistles. Not that you're the first one to try it. I hear a bunch of you people went missing when the shit hit the fan. Got some theories about that myself. My point is, when you're out there hooking up the city, poke around a bit, see what you can find out. Maybe the virus got him. Maybe the brutes got him. Maybe the city opened up its rotten core and swallowed them whole. I believe that.
Keeping this one simple.
It's happened before.
Through the fire, it is a fast
Fucking city got my wife. Miracle I'm still here, really.
We get 2 jumping headshots.
You know they say a pessimist is a disillusioned romantic?
Literally.
Well,
At 1 wing each.
whoever said that's a fucking asshole. Go on. See what you can find out. I'll let you know which shit to hook up. Careful this fucking city doesn't eat you too.
Can they hold on to the lead? Well, a single walkout from Pariah cues up this hold. JT into the clutch. We know he can do this. And as he takes that fight towards short side in anticipation of Art joining his teammate, I love the reposition, and I love the shot that comes with it. But he can't push it over the line. And another round to win thanks to Kai.
One more sound tap there, and it's a different game. Nice try, but this becomes a tied-up match now for Fluxo. Excellently done. Scary to see on the kill feed over at B that there's 2 jumping Tech 9 kills on the other side of the map. You think, all right, well, now it's over, but oh my God.
Boss, we confirmed phase 1 was a success. Repeat, phase 1 success. Flow steady, tank held solid.
Roger that, good to hear. You boys got Hudson Yards clean count?
With that, Fluxo ties this game up.
263 confirmed infected, 47 possible, currently asymptomatic.
Copy.
It's an inability to break into the T side so far. 4 rounds straight for the defense. Just like Cole trying to keep things simple, right? We get that fast flood last round towards A. This time they're going to try their hand at B. Off with a flashbang. They'll make this site a little more uncomfortable for the defense. Kai awaits the pit play, does a good job of keeping himself into the cover. Now the opposite bat and goes down. And the rotate finds one. Good smoke spam from Arts.
Fences.
It is high pressure situations, but it is consistently Fluxo with the edge. Flash through, Arts found out and dealt with.
They sacked him, and now they lose the man advantage. They really wanted to kill off that, of course, or to stop the bomb. At least they got the ladder.
It's going to challenge. It's that back library play that all of a sudden puts bomb down. Grim's going to scoop it up, and he spams him through it. To hell with the bomb, they'll go to the battle. And Grim gets the lead right back.
Oh, it's a bit of a disaster right there for 2 different positions. I mean, the first one is Art.
About time. Now we got a proper control room.
So yeah,
to monitor the infrastructure, heat, water, electricity. Good call, Agent.
Not being able to fall back from that spot's one thing. But Grim doesn't even know how far back this final player is in TP spawn. And then when he throws the piece of this smoke out, it just allows Grim to have a better fight, honestly, from that range. That one could matter.
Puts Fluxo in a tough spot. They're going to try their hand at Banana. Awkward bounce on that nade. JT tries to fight ahead of it while he could, and the frag's going to chip Art down to 50. There's the finish. Grim from the top of sandbags doubles down into the B site. A 5-7, all that's between them. And still Pariah damn near does it on his own. It's a lifeline. But again, from the top of boxes, complexity peer over. And Zevi just down beneath that angle. Unable to interrupt this plant. Complexity into the post plant for double digits.
好像他性能比较 比较糟
They have
糕
the
一
gun
点，
advantage.
但是
They
他
have
伤害
every
是
right
比
to
较
get into
多
the
一
B
点。
site that way, and well, Fluxo throw bodies at the problem, but a simple exact like that is just what Complexity needed. It's not like they were getting into overcomplicated situations and losing, but all right, with this flank, oh, that's interesting. Smoke coming up to the top of B, so they are forced to now exit in through CT spawn, but no one's here to stop them just yet.
Devi hoping somebody hands him over an op. Won't be likely. Look how low they are.
Peeks it all.
He's got to let it slide. So
That's true though. You know they're going to take damage up until the point that even back and spawn. Worth a peek, I think, for sure.
I'd be hiding behind that truck. But when we jump back in, we'll see why he saves, because it feels like money's low for Fluxo.
Hey, you gotta see this.
Yeah.
See anything you like?
It's a bleak one here in the 19th, and it even could have been worse.
That's the spirit.
It can always be worse.
Come back when you feel like buying.
Where the game gets tense for sure for these two teams. Again, for Fluxo, maybe, you know, thinking about this event going 0-2, it's, oh, some people thought we were going to go 0-2. For Complexity, no. We're in Austin.
我那老师勇气勇呀，拜个立主，徒手啊，那敌奥能。
I think it was commonly accepted in the community that Complexity were probably going to have a bit of a struggle without Halzerk.
It's a deal.
That's still them, I think, not quite meeting expectations today. The hope was that we hold them back too badly. But check this out. Tower of defenders inside of that smoke. Flashes to try to support it all. You're never expecting somebody to be over top of that.
奇怪，我刚不是制作一个吗？这个，哦，这个啊。
They're just trying to spam the guy on the bottom. It's actually quite clean here for Complexity. But yeah, I mean, going back all these years for Complexity, like, it all started in Texas. Like, this is massive. I mean, any American major, Complexity would be. But I mean, one in Texas.
You put 60 on that stage.
Yeah.
我随便就一
You're
个
gonna have
啊
to fight for it tooth and nail from stage 1. Will any teams from stage 1, you know, make top 16, let alone top 8? That is always a huge question.
It's going to be like one team. You know, combination of exhaustion, but also some teams in stage 1 need to be in stage 1 because of their experience. Yes.
Classic.
They need to get used to the situation, and they're going to get better as the weeks roll on.
It's a tale as old as majors.
Got a piece here that's calling your name.
Look no further than Shanghai for Passion UA.
Wild card.
There's always a story of the likes.
Yeah, it's open out there.
Can it be Complexity despite Halzerk's lack of attendance?
对对这些概念我是真的
Most expectations fall on Heroic at the moment. I know some say Tanir could finish this stage as, you know, the hottest prospect.
He is so good.
He's turned a lot of heads lately. Nikadaz, however, just blows the competition out of the water this morning. He's kind of thrusting himself up into that spotlight. Looks a little more human in his second match, but everybody should cool off as the best of threes get going.
There's somebody who's going to play at the stage who, if you add up all their ratings, still doesn't have 3 in total. Across all their ratings.
How you holding up?
He did it in one map.
Set a tone this morning. First map of the major breaks the record. And right now, Fluxo's got the rebuttal with gun rounds in hand. Looking to get double digits of their own. Junior does find a nice little gap on short side, but gets dropped by the A1S. Now Chevy's in a tough spot. Rifle's gonna barrel through him, line up over towards Arch. MLH is dead, and 60's got a clutch in hand. 59 health to pull off these last 2 frags.
No smoke to work with. This would be a huge boon to the post plant. It'll be an open
5个小时再加上3个小时，因为刚刚有那一个试定的网络有问题。
And he's looking for his duel, but he takes a bit more damage. And Kai still has the edge. He tries to close the distance, and within it, he will thrive. Kai takes another round in a 1v1.
I love the way that 60
man
perfectly, and really made it hard to improve.
去他妈的叫什么讲啊？去他妈的 CS 什么大赛什么之类的，谁他妈在乎啊？ 真的，谁他妈在乎？没有人在乎这些东西的，懂不懂啊？唉，尽管有人在乎，会在乎你有没有钱或者没钱啊？完呗，真他妈累，已经。